Mike DeWan. We got Zach Snelly producing today's show. And, of course, Mike DeWan, Dr. Locks, he likes to call himself. He's got something in his hand and a very important message that we want to tell you, our viewers.
Yeah, I've been staring at this thing for 3 weeks trying to figure out what it is. I believe they call it a VHS.
What is that?
I know, man. This is before our time. But, again, this shows a collection we have of thousands of region football games throughout the course of history. Grab that film reel. That's been sitting there for a minute, too. I think that's what they call it, a film reel. We've been promoting this for the past few weeks. We started a GoFundMe to kind of help us digitize and distribute this crazy collection that we have of plenty of games. I know. That's a CD, I think they call it.
1987.
Yeah.
What were you doing in 19?
Oh, jeez. I got to ask my parents that. I think they were seniors at the time. But, again, this shows how much of the collection we have. And you can check the link we have somewhere below, put on by our producer, Zach Sinelli. Again, anything would help us digitize and distribute all this media and help to keep our region football history alive. But, hey, if you're a basketball fan, soccer fan, we got it all. You know, we don't just limit ourselves to football. Our collection spans on many different horizons, from VHSs to mini versions of these, I think they call it. They got film reels and, CDs, DVDs, whatever you got, we got it. So, again, check out the link we have below at the GoFundMe. You can find it on all our social pages, but most importantly, our link tree, which has it's found on all our social pages. You can find it through there. And, yeah, anything would help us out. So, again, remember the region. Help us preserve this history and digitize it and keep it going on. So.
And remember the region, because when we have the opportunity to discuss games like we have to for this show, years and years later, you'll have the opportunity to look back and watch those. So with that being said, let's segue into our games to discuss the red lights. It's decision time for Mike DeWan.
Our man Claude gave him the lights app. He doesn't know how to act now. We got a light show going on, man.
Mike DeWan, Dr. Locks, he just called himself on our break. He said he's 12-5 overall. You went 3-2 last week. We had those close games that you talked about. So honestly, when even though you were wrong on a couple of them, you were right about how close they were going to be. But 12-5 overall. Obviously, you had a shaky start. You were 4, I believe. You were 4-3 before last week. Then you had that 5-0. So if we're going to be mathematical here, you're 8-2. In the last 2 weeks, 3 games to discuss. The first one, it's going to be number 2 Hanover Central against our blast bubble team, the Andrean 59ers. We talked about this game a little bit. For Hanover, a win will at least clinch a share of the title, and for Andrean, a win for them gives them a chance for a share at the title. It's at Andrean, so a lot of fans are going to be there, but for Hanover, it's been one of those magical seasons for them, and for Andrean, it's been one of those ups and down seasons, but an opportunity to really have something to remember with a win on Friday night. Mike DeWan, give us your takes, your keys, and your picks for this one.
First off, like I was saying, big implications for the conference. Again, Rick and I talked about it, and both NCC guys. This rewrites history for the conference. You have a blue blood like Andrean who's trying to, again, win another share of the title, and Hanover with the win, they win it outright in their first season, something that's very unheard of. A team walking in, again, a 3A team, and what they've done, again, they could win it all in one of the area's best conferences, and it's a big game for both squads. Andrean, I know they're going to pack the house. It's going to be a fun game, but I'm going to go with the road team. I think Hanover closes it out, and as we cue up the Hanover blue from our lights guy now.
Hanover blue, baby
Jack
blue.
On the lights guy now, but I think, I think Hanover, again, with that offense and what they've been playing with, man, their momentum, I bet, is so high right now, and I bet their confidence is through the roof. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it really ends here. I think Andrean makes it a fight.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go Hanover by 7. I think I think they go into a hostile environment in the Father Eckert Stadium. One thing to note, I think, is maybe a big indicator, and I think this would be Hanover's first game on grass.
Huh.
I'm trying to think.
Wow.
They played Lowell at home.
Well, yeah.
Highland is now grass. They played Wheeler, which now has a turf field.
Yep.
KV is turf, so I think this is their first game on grass. So that I just thought about that now.
You're a former football player, and talk to me through your experiences adjusting through turf, the grass. What adjustments do you have to make as a player?
I think I'm kind of old school in that
because
Munster's turf. The only grass field I played on
Highland, right?
I played on Highland for a little bit. They went to turf my senior year, I believe.
Okay.
But I played on Andrean a couple times.
Because you got to wear different shoes. You have to wear different everything. I feel like what is that like? Is it that big of a difference? Is it really going to affect one's performance, or is it something just as like you just got to change shoes?
For me, in Munster, none of us really ever changed shoes. And maybe that's why we didn't have much success on grass fields. But for me, I love playing on grass. I like actually getting dirt.
Okay.
Getting dirty instead of having little tire pellets in all your socks. Yeah. And getting tire pellets in places where the sun don't shine. But it's I don't know. It's old school, but it's a different game. I think it's Andrean, of course, a lot more acclimated to grass field. That's of course they play half their games on grass field, being that it's their home base. And Hanover, it's going to be a little bit of a change. They may get off to a little bit of a slow start with that offense, but I think that's a big factor that kind of goes into it. I just thought of that now. I don't think that changes my pick. I still like Hanover to maybe get over the grass kind of effect. Maybe they go down early, but what they've shown last week, they could trail and they could come back and find out what they need to fix, and they could prevail. And I think they win the NCC tomorrow. So
Mike Dewan has Hanover's undefeated magical season continuing. Now time for our second game. It's one of our game nights built by Von Tobel. Number 7 Morton at number 5 Hobart. Morton coming off a win against the Battle of Hammond Central Wolves, and of course Hobart coming off that loss against Hanover Central. All right, Mike, let's hear this one. It's a top 7 matchup. Both teams got a lot to play for. Obviously, we talked about one team trying to continue their winning ways, one team trying to bounce back after a tough loss. It is at Hobart, so definitely a hard place to win. What do you got here?
Battle of the hot dog condiments,
the condiments, period. The condiments.
The condiment.
Well, let's see if you can relish over this one.
Oh, this guy, man. He's the best. He's the best. He's got it all, man.
But still a really good matchup with a lot of skilled players on both sides of the ball.
I like both these teams a lot. Morton, again, I'd say a younger team in terms of youthful talent. I harp on them a lot about the players they have coming up, but I think Hobart. I think they have they got the Hobart yellow here.
The yellow,
the premature. I didn't make my
pick yet. The
yellow
they're wearing Friday night.
That is true. I think Hobart, again, with the track record they have, and I think they are a different team in the Brickyard, I will say, and that's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be one of the, I think, better non-conference matchups of the year, but I am going to go with the mustard of the Hobart Brickies. Again, that's going to be an interesting, not only for the color rush uniforms that'll be on Friday, but there's a lot of talent on both sides, and it's a prove-it game for both. I think Hobart, this is, again, going into the postseason, this is although they are different classes, I believe Morton is 5A and Hobart is still in 4A, but this is a precursor for what to expect come playoff time for both teams. I think they play above their class ranking, their class size, and I think this is, again, I wouldn't say a tune-up game for both squads, but it's going to be a very exciting matchup, and I'm going to go with Hobart. I think they got the experience a little bit, senior leadership, as well as some younger pieces that have really shined this year, and again, playing at home, I think that helps out a lot, but again, I'm very happy to be a part of it, and it's going to be a fun little condiment bowl. I think it's going to be fun, and we'll see what we could relish.
I look forward to watching the junior battle of Dontel Harris and Willie Shahir.
That's true.
I think those two are going to be electric.
Plenty of LeBron Hill, too. I didn't mention him. He had a great game against Hammond Central. He's tuning out to be one of the top wide receivers in the area, 6'5". He's go up and go get it, but he's also got some speed on the outside. And, again, it's a big receiver battle, too. LeBron Hill, I know Demario Spence, I believe, is one of Morton's also go-getters at receiver. And they got Dontel Harris, too, who had 5 touchdowns last week. And Hobart, they have TJ Caldwell, who's probably arguably the best receiver in the area. But that could be proven this Friday. We'll see. There's, again, a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, and it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, once again, one of our game nights built by Von Tobel, Morton at Hobart. Now time for our final game to discuss. It's another top 10 matchup between two schools, have a lot of history with one another. The Merrillville Pirates will travel to St. John, Indiana against the Lake Central Indians at the Burial Ground senior night for Lake Central. Merrillville coming off that tough loss against Velpo. For Lake Central, a bounce-back win for them against Chesterton. Last time Lake Central beat Merrillville was the last time they won senior night back in 2017. This is a game that it's my game of the week just because I think you talk about Merrillville, who's got this really just impressive offensive attack with obviously Dante Pope, J.Q. Johnson. But we talked about the rushing defense and their woes and how Thomas Berta had success. I'm curious to see how Xavier Williams does just because I feel like, when Xavier Williams came back against Michigan City, maybe he wasn't up to full ramp, full gear.
Yeah.
Chesterton, I think he finally got to that point, but I think for the first time since he was out with that injury, he's getting back to the full workouts, the full training regimen. Getting back to his old self. And when you have a defense that gave up that many rushing yards, I think Xavier Williams is looking at that film saying, hey, I'm ready to eat. It's senior night for him. Obviously, a lot of loved ones will be there and support not just for him, but all the seniors on the Lake Central Indians side of things. And it's a big game for both teams, like we talked about, for Merrillville and Lake Central, both trying to get on hot streaks before postseason. Lake Central trying to really just get that weight off their shoulder that they can't beat Merrillville or Valpo in the later parts of the year. And for Merrillville, just trying to forget about that loss against Valpo and end the year on a high note.
Yeah, LC's got to get rid of that stigma that this 3-game stretch is 3 instant losses. They've done that so far with the win over Chesterton, but it doesn't get much easier for them from here on out. And again, this gets you ready for postseason. This is what it's all about. It benefits LC, I'd say, for what their schedule has in store. And of course, being at home, senior night, emotions are going to be riding high, not only for the seniors that play, but for for everybody else. I mean, it's a big night for the whole program, and it's going to be a fun one. I got the LC jersey over my shoulder.
No.
But I think I'm gonna have to go with the road. I'm gonna go with the Pirates. Oh, we got a little blue there.
It's a little blue. We got the
it
purple. There we go.
The Merrillville Pirate purple. I think they just have the firepower. Again, Merrillville impressed me a lot last week. I know they're coming off a loss against a solid Valpo team, but the question was their offense. It's unfortunate that the script kind of flipped, and now we're gonna talk about the defense. But I think they bounce back as a whole. I think it's going to be tough for that Merrillville defense, that run defense, to go up against a player like Xavier Williams, especially with the RPO game that we talk about so highly of Lake Central and the junior combination of L.J. Richardson and Chase Kwiatkowski. But I think Merrillville kind of snaps it back into place. I do think, in terms of looking at LC and Valparaiso, I think Lake Central has the better running back.
Yeah.
I think Xavier Williams is a guy that, maybe if making up for maybe the O-line of LC, of which is not comparable to Valpo, but he could break a couple tackles and maybe make up for the not similar talent between LC and Valpo. But I think Merrillville, I think that gap is just, I think they get it done. I straight up, I think the offense rides that momentum that they had against a very solid Valpo defense, and I think they perform. I think it's going to be a close one. I didn't get my score prediction on the last one too. I'm gonna go Hobart by 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Merrillville by, I'm going to go Merrillville by 7 in this one.
Wow.
I think they spoil the senior night. I think they come into town. I think they get back on track. The offense showed me something. I think the defense kind of snaps it back into place.
Mike DeWan, Dr. Locks.
Doctor is in the building,
He
baby.
Takes 2 road teams and a home team. The 2 road teams, Hanover Central and the Merrillville Pirates, the home team. The Hobart Brickies, of course, that Morton Hobart game. One of our game nights built by Von Tobel. DeWan, any final words before we conclude another edition of Region Football Weekly?
It's flying by quick.
You got a bunch of names. I think we're coming up with new names for you every week.
Yeah, I'm a man of many names.
We've got Mike, we've got DeWan, we've got Dr. Locks. I mean, what's next?
Hopefully, you can call me anytime, man. But hopefully, you watching out there, you can call me anytime.
Oh, no.
But I mean, with the last name like DeWan, I get a lot of names. That's a lot of mispronunciation. So I'm used to it. Yeah, shout out Zach Miller for that nickname. But no, man, it's flying by quick. I kind of say this every week, but it's already week 8. About to be week 9. Before you know it, we're covering something else. So. Again, senior night's coming up. I kind of mentioned this on the kickoff show and last week as well. It's take it all in. It goes by so quick. Of course, you could help us with remember the region, helping us kind of remember these moments like this, the senior nights and the homecomings and the close wins and the close defeats. And it's all what makes
what makes high school football so amazing and something in its own tier. Talk about sports. I think like. When people relish college over professional, it's kind of like high school because it just means more. The passion, the energy, the festivities like homecoming and senior night. And you want to have that opportunity to remember it all. So It's so important to remember the region.
And a lot of it for these guys, too. I mean, it's
some of their proudest days,
Yeah, and I mean, you're a solid player, but you're not looking to play at the next level. Yeah. It's, the road may end here pretty soon, and it's a bittersweet moment. Because, I mean, it's the beauty of how football is. No matter what the records are, it's a great game to play with, your friends who maybe you played with 1 year or played with for 10. And it's I mean, at least for me, one of my fondest moments just playing, no matter what the records were. And it's it's the beauty of it. And again, Chris and I have kind of talked about it a little bit. Football's kind of becoming king in the area. As much as you want to talk about Indiana hoops, which no disrespect, Hoosier Hysteria is awesome. But I mean, up here we have a lot of talented teams and talented players, and it's kind of becoming the main sport in the area. And again, we're so happy to cover it. But again, help us remember the region as always. But just take it all in. It goes by so quick. Weeks turn into months and months turn into years. So it moves by quick. And again, it's been so fun to do this. And we're cherishing it here. Weeks are going by so quick. It's before you know it, the season's over. So again, it's another week in the books, and let's make it a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. A big thank you to our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, and our coordinating producer, Claude Martinez, the man behind the computer, Zach Zanelli, for producing today's show.
Doing it all year, man. It's been awesome.
Always the man. Right next to me, Mike Dewan, and for Jack Thiel, we hope you all have a safe night, and thank you for watching Region Football Weekly on our Centier Bank Studios on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/regionsports, youtube.com/regionsports, regionsports.com, and ihsaatv.org. We come to you tonight from Brickyard Stadium on the campus of Hobart High School as Von Tobel presents the Hammond-Morton Governors, taking on the Hobart Brickies in a late season non-conference battle. I'm Matt Sossler. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game. And joining me with the color is Jay Simmons. Jay, it's a beautiful fall day in Hobart, Indiana.
Yes, it is, and it's the first time that we've had something this cold out, and we're just in time for the national anthem. So, what a beautiful rendition by the Hobart Band. The Hobart Band's playing just as well as the Hobart Brickies on a football field, 5-2 on the season, like you said, Matt. They are averaging 33 points a game offensively, defensively giving up 26. So their defense is playing well enough to win, but not up to, I'm sure, Coach Osika's standards.
This is a defense that allowed over 400 yards last night against Hanover Central, a conference opponent and a key conference opponent. Indeed, we'll break down that more later on in the broadcast. But right now, let's take a look at the Friday night forecast. It's brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, there is some rain in the area, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some weather tonight. We do have a field turf, so it won't be an issue in that regard. It's also cool, temperatures in the high 50s. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. One thing that's cool, Jay, that I've seen a little bit, You mentioned the Hobart defense. Let's talk about the Hobart offense. Willie the Jet Shear. It's a name you're going to hear a lot tonight.
Yes, you are. He's got 763 yards in rushing, and let's see if I'm reading this right. He's got he's yards per rush are 7.4 yards per rush. He is doing it in 11 touchdowns. Boy, that is outstanding job for him. And then you got Johnny Sorensen at the quarterback, 72 for 123 with 1,100 yards, 11 touchdown passes on the season. So you got two guys that are putting some big numbers out there.
Not to mention that, and the compliment Max Pickett. He's the power back for the Hobart Brickies. And then be remiss if we didn't talk about T.J. Caldwell. He's a guy you'll see on Saturday in the future.
Yeah, Caldwell, 9 touchdown catches, so he is the go-to guy when you're in the red zone. I think that's one of the guys I'm going to have to draft up on my fantasy football team. He's got 620 yards to go along with that 33 catches.
Caldwell has received interest from Toledo, Ball State, Western Illinois, Dayton, and Eastern Michigan, just to name a selection.
Boy, that's pretty nice right there. That's a good selection. Some great schools throughout the country.
Let's dive a little deeper now into the Morton Governors. They come in out of the Great Lakes Conference. This is kind of an odd situation because you have a non-conference game, and these two teams are going to be in the playoffs in just 2 weeks. How do you think that changes the dynamic of this contest?
I think both teams are really trying to peak right now this time of the year. You know, you're, like you said, a couple weeks away from the playoffs. So they want to get some positive momentum building up to the playoffs. If you look at a common opponent, you got against Hanover Central, Hammond Morton played in week 2, and they lost 24-14. So their defense is pretty strong if you hold Hammond Central to just 24 points.
And then going off of that, do you expect to see anything different than what we've seen earlier this season, considering the fact that it is a non-conference matchup?
No, I think everybody's going to stay pat in the playbook. I don't think anybody's going to expand anything. You really don't. If you got some special plays, you really don't want to show it coming out early before the playoffs, so somebody can do some film study and things like that against them. If you look at Hammond, you said they were 3-3 on the season. Offensively, they're scoring 31 points a game. Defensively, 23. So their defense is playing up to the level. And the last 2 weeks, they've got up against Calumet. They scored 46 points and 56 against the good Hammond Central team. So offensively, they are rolling. The Governors are tearing it up.
The Brickies are just about ready to take the field in the Color Rush game.
Yeah, I noticed that. You got Morton in all red, and then you've got the Hobart Brickies coming over the hill, just about to enter the field in all yellow uniforms.
Ketchup and mustard game, throwbacks of the Chiefs versus the Rams. I remember we had a good contest there between Mahomes and Jared Goff down at the LA Coliseum. That was a ketchup and mustard battle. This one will be as well. We'll see if we have any high-flying offense. And before we get to the coin toss, the starting lineups, all that good stuff, keys to the game.
Keys to the game is, Hobart has to come out, be strong, and forget about last week. It's a new week. Come out and offensively get their ground game going. And as they tear out onto the field carrying the American flag and the pirate flag, they've got to come out and just get some dominance on the offensive line, get a good push, and try and keep that Morton Governor offense off the field. And on the flip side, Morton's got to come up with a few turnovers and take advantage of every opportunity they have to score, because I think Morton's got to play a perfect game tonight.
This is a Morton team that only has 3 interceptions entering this week, the second to last week in the regular season, before these teams go back into conference play for the ultimate week, the finale of the season. And then it's playoff time. Hard to believe.
Yeah, it just seems like it was week 1 last week. Here we are on week 8. It just time flies, and you know what I think the telling sign is? The cold weather today has really told me that, yeah, it is October, and yes, it is week 8.
It was as if the calendar turned to October 1 and someone manually on the dial turned the temperature down to the 50s. We had 80s earlier this week, believe it or not. It was...
Yeah, it was in the 80s on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was beautiful out, and then all of a sudden they said it's Friday Night Lights. Let's turn it up.
Do you think the weather will play a factor?
I don't think, if anything, it could help the team that has a lot of guys going both ways because of the heat. And, guys may need more rest when it's hotter out. But I think in this cooler temperature, especially Morton, I've looked at their roster, and they have about 4 or 5 guys going both ways. So I think it's going to be a help Morton a little bit here.
You look at Hobart as well. All of their stars, with the exception of Sorensen, play 2 ways. The likes of Bloom, Shear, Leonard. You also don't have Caldwell playing both ways. The coin toss is underway.
And Morton's going on offense.
So Morton will receive, and let's take a look at today's starting lineup, sponsored by Gladish Law Group. Gladish Law Group, they're here to help. Action, not words. Just mentioned that Morton will receive the opening kick at quarterback. It's Holland Harris, a junior. Behind him will be Dontel Harris, the running back, and Freddie Brown, the power fullback. Receivers, Demario Spence, LeBron Hill, who's received some college offers over the past couple of weeks, and Jeremiah Moore at tight end. The line from left to right, Paul Gunnell, Darius Rayburn, Lucas Wojcicki at center, Clifford Moore, and Damian Herrera at right tackle. The defense for Hobart, they run a 3-4. It's Castillo, MacArthur, and Martinez left to right. On the D-line, Gibson, Bloom, Hansen, and Stafford. The linebacking / D-back core, and then Ramirez, Schlosser, Willie the Jet Shear, and Aiden Leonard is your secondary. Before Langford sends the football in the air, any final thoughts, Jay?
I just think, the Hobart's got to come out strong here if they want to come up with a victory. But I think the Governors have got to keep what they've been doing the last couple of weeks, scoring a lot of points. If they can keep that up, it's going to be an exciting game.
That was your starting lineups for tonight, brought to you by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Gladish Law Group continues to be recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a top law firm. Visit GladishLaw.com for more information.
It's surprising that Hobart is kicking in the direction that they are, because they do have a little bit of a breeze. If you look at the top of the goalpost, the wind is in their face.
Langford skies it to LeBron Hill. LeBron Hill runs into some trouble, but is able to escape. Gets out to the 30, now to the 40. One man to beat, 50. Down the far sideline, only one man to beat. And almost taking it back to the house. It would have been his second kickoff return for a touchdown, but he stopped at the 9. What a start for the Governors.
Yeah, what a great job. He was very good about getting into the blockers. He stayed with his blocks, made a couple guys miss, and then the perfect thing is once you get to that next level, past the initial wave, is bounce it to the outside and go down the sidelines. And it looked like number 10 for the Governors, or for Hobart, was able to make the tackle.
Aiden Leonard on the clutch tackle. First down and goal already.
Yeah, and I talked about it, in the keys right there, that if Morton plays a perfect game, and that's the perfect way to start it, with a big 80-yard return right there.
Harris hands off to Harris. Green grass and touchdown for Morton. One play in, they're up 6-0.
Yeah, wow, what a play right there. Harris just read his blocks. It looked like the play was supposed to go all the way to the outside. He planted, cut it back, and just went right over to right tackle. Herrera made a nice block, number 66, and he just walked right in untouched. Wow, what a start to this game.
Harris's 5th touchdown of the season. Haven't even had enough time for the fans to come in from the tailgates.
Yeah, how about it?
And they'll be treated by some disappointment on the scoreboard if they're a Brickies fan. The extra point is through from Hernandez. 7-0 in favor of the Morton Governors. Will step aside. Hobart looks to reply on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
Game night in the region presented by Von Tobel, Matt Sossler alongside Jay Simmons. The Morton Governors lead the Hobart Brickies 7-0. A lot of help from LeBron Hill, a 91-yard kickoff return, followed by a 9-yard touchdown run from Dontel Harris. And Jay, like you said, you couldn't ask for a better start if you're Morton.
Yeah, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. What a great return. And then just it seemed like all of a sudden Hobart just was sound asleep out there and just let the running back walk right in. I mean, they got to wake up here. They're in for a game right now.
Get you the back half of our starting lineups, presented by Gladish Law Group after the kickoff. Hernandez to send it away. Squib kick. And another solid kickoff return. It's Stafford. Gets it all the way into plus territory. It's the price you pay for the squib.
Yeah, definitely. They got to get their coverage down there. If they're going to kick it that short, you've got to get better coverage. I think when you squib it like that, you've got to hit it a little bit softer or pop it up in the air. Give your coverage team a little bit of time to get down there because there was nobody around him, and he did the right thing. Just took it straight up the field and bounced it out to the sideline. What a nice special teams is the name of the game right now. Kickoff return teams are playing lights out.
And Connor Stafford is the second kickoff returner for the Brickies, as Johnny Sorensen and the Bricky offense will start at the plus 45-yard line. Hand off to Willie the Jet Shear. Minimal gain, solid defensive start for Morton.
Yeah, Shear right there, just a simple dive play. You know, they just want to get off the line of scrimmage and get a feel for what's going on in the game. And Hobart going up to the line quickly, running another play.
2nd down and 7. Sorensen has some time. Teardrop, complete to Leonard. Stumbles. Oh, that would have been 6 if he could have kept his balance.
Yeah, that turf monster jumped up and tackled him right there. But what a nice job of Sorensen getting out of the pocket, felt a little pressure, rolled out to his right, then on the rollout stopped, set his feet, and just dropped one right in there to a wide open Zach Bloom.
Yeah, that was Bloom 30, not 10, so that'll bring up 1st down and goal for the Brickies. A Bricky team that has 20 rushing touchdowns already this season. They go for number 21. But yet again, Willie Shear stopped short.
Yeah, Shear right there. Nice job by the interior of the Morton Governors right there to stop him just for a couple-yard gain. It looks like it's going to be 2nd down and about 6 yards. I should say 6-yard line, 6 and goal, 6 and goal.
Mason Jackson enters the game as the fullback. Now Morton shows some pressure.
Fumble
on the ground. Let's see who comes away with it. Looks like the Brickies got bailed out. Covered by the offensive line of Hobart.
Yeah, Johnny Sorensen. And that's the quarterback's fault right there. If you see the ball pop up in the air like that, that is the quarterback's fault. He did not keep his hands in there long enough. Not enough practice time maybe with the center snap underneath.
3rd down and goal. Sorensen looks for redemption. Flag on the play. Incomplete pass to Leonard. Let's see what the laundry is.
I'm going to have to say that might be pass interference defense. Yeah, the defensive back out there against Leonard had his hands all over him, was pulling his shirt down, pulling his hands down, so Leonard could not get his hands up to make the catch. He gave it an effort, though, I'll say that.
Martell Kelly, the freshman in coverage, just bailed out the Brickies, so they get a second chance at this. The ball will be placed, call it half distance to the goal, so it'll be at the 4. But a fresh set of downs. Hand off to Shear, and man, the defense has been great for Morton.
Well, Freddie Brown, the inside linebacker, blitzed right into that play. By the time he was in the backfield, the offensive linemen were barely out of their stance, and he threw Shear down to the ground. Nice tackle, nice wrap-up, big play defensively. It looks like it's going to be third down, second down. I'm looking at the.
I don't think the chain's caught up to the PI penalty.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
never trust the chains.
I think the chain guy, the judge is right there, not communicating. Actually, interesting. Fourth down indeed, you're right. Not entirely sure what happened there. Nonetheless, a field goal attempt for Langford. It's good. And the Brickies are on the board 7-3. We'll dissect this in just a minute, but for now, you're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Welcome back to the campus of Hobart High School in Hobart, Indiana. 7-3 your score in favor of the Morton Governors. The Hobart Brickies are about to kick back off following a field goal. They got all the way down to the 4-yard line, and they were unable to find pay dirt. A little bit of confusion for everybody in the press box. Scoreboard operators, coaches, us alike. There was a pass interference penalty on Martell Kelly in the back corner of the end zone. The flag flew. They advanced the ball, but the down didn't change.
But the down didn't change. It was a repeat of the down, so there was no first down to be made by the movement of the ball. So therefore, the chains only stayed at third down. So that was third down. They got sacked, and then fourth down they kicked the field goal.
So nonetheless, 7-3, and let's see if the kickoff game changes for Hobart. LeBron Hill took one all the way back to the 9-yard line.
I would say squib it this time, just like Morton did.
Martell Kelly is also back for the Brickies. And just as the doctor ordered, a squib. Still to LeBron Hill. Turns on the Jets, another quality return, tackled at the 31-yard line by a host of yellow jerseys. Now it's time to truly see the Hobart defense.
Yep, let's see if they can wake up, because it seemed like they were playing on their heels on the opening drive of one play and 9 yards.
First down and 10. Still early in this game. It's been a slow mover compared to others. If you're just joining us.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of scoring going on, so there's going to be a lot of timeouts.
Alton Harris with some confusion on the play. 10 seconds on the play clock. It's Freddie Brown in the backfield. And off to Dontel Harris on the end around. Tackled just shy of the line to gain. Brings up second down and short.
Yeah, nice job right there. The little jet sweep to the motion man. Pickup of about 8 yards on the play. And again, we talked about that Hobart defense giving up a lot of points, and it seems like Morton's, and they've been scoring a lot of points the last couple games. So it's not going to be good for the Hobart defense. They got to come up and start making some tackles. Jared Hansen on that last tackle for the Brickies.
Second down and 3 for Morton. Holland keeps it this time around, right at the line to gain. We'll see if the officials gesture down. And indeed they will. First down for Morton.
Boy, they're picking it up in chunks. They're moving. They're getting a good push up front for the Morton Governors offensive line.
Substitution for Hobart already on the defensive front. Marcus Thompson checks in, the senior defensive lineman. 6'2", 285, as they try and stifle what has been a very efficient rushing attack for the Governors.
And Morton to an unbalanced offensive line to the right side.
Similar to a single wing formation. And around to Spence. And another solid first down game for Morton.
Yeah, Morton did a nice job right there. The jet sweep to the short side. They only had a guard and tackle to that side, and they did a nice job with one of the backs leading out there. He kicked the play out, and the running back cut it back to the inside. Nice pickup right there. It seems like Morton's picking them up in chunks, 6, 7, 8 yards of play.
2nd down and 3 for the Governors. They have yet to pass the football. Swap tackles on this. Herrera moves naturally to the right side. Swapping out with Cross. Still on the end around to Harris. It's Dontel. Another 1st down for the Brickies.
Yeah, again, just a simple little dive play, kick out to the outside. The running back does a nice job. The lead back kicks out to the outside, and the running back right there just cuts it inside, does a nice job picking up some big yards.
If you're Coach Osico, what do? I mean, the play balance has been obvious for Morton.
Yeah, I think you got to bring up an extra man. If they're going to run the ball every play, bring up the free safety or bring up another corner to put on the line of scrimmage.
See, almost a 9-man front here. Still unable to work. Dontel Harris into the open field. Flag flies. Harris will find the end zone for the touchdown. And it looks like it'll be a hold on the Governors.
Yeah. The flag flew at about the 41-yard line, right at the point of attack. So it looks like this one's going to be coming back. What a nice job, though, by the running back. He did bust it wide open, and, boy, once he gets into the open field, he is tough to bring down.
It just shows you have a 9-man front almost, and you can't even do anything there. They're going to get bailed out by the flag, assuming it's what we think it is. Everybody's already moving back. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so that'll bring it to about midfield, give or take a few.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st down and 13, it looks like. We had not a lot of points, but a lot of stoppage of the clock here in this first quarter.
Not even halfway through the opening frame. Both teams have scored on their opening drives, a touchdown for Morton, a field goal for Hobart. Both teams got inside their 10-yard line. First pass play as of now that we see, but Holland keeps it, and bad turns into worse for Morton.
And you can see why Morton hasn't thrown the ball that much. Their pass blocking was not very good right there. And Hobart brought an outside linebacker, and he came untouched right there. That was a nice job by the defensive staff right there to find an open spot. That was Zach Bloom that came in untouched, caused the quarterback to get out of the pocket, and the defensive lineman picked it up and made the tackle.
Bloom's had a good night so far on both sides of the ball. Had that long reception on offense. Making the play there on defense. 2nd down and 15 for Morton. Design pass. A deep teardrop. Could be trouble. And it's intercepted.
Boy, number 3 right there on the play.
Kale Schlosser, the safety.
Yeah, Schlosser
able to come through.
Schlosser did a great job. He was deeper than the receiver, just sort of waited almost too long. The receiver jumped up to get the ball, and Schlosser was able to go up at the same time and get it. You saw that it was just two-man pattern, one on each side, just throw the deep ball up, and he needed to throw that one just, I think, a little bit shorter and a little bit harder. It would have been open.
Schlosser's 3rd interception of the season. Plays safety along with Willie Shear, and now the Bricky offense goes to work. Let's get you their starting lineup. Gladish Law Group. Sorensen, Shear, and Pickett, the quarterback and the 2 tailbacks. Zach Bloom and TJ Caldwell are your 2 receivers to watch. Aiden Leonard as well. 1st down and 10. Hand off to Shear for a 5-yard gain. The offensive line, Patrick O'Connor and Josh Diaz on the left side. Aiden Olahue is the center. Luke Juris and Jackson Ray on the right side. That was your starting lineup for tonight's matchup, brought to you by our friends at Gladish Law Group. It continues to be recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a top law firm. Visit gladish.com for more information. 2nd down. Pass to the outside to Aiden Cash. Cash's third reception of the year. Good enough to move the 6. First down for the Brickies. It's a 4 seasons first down.
Yeah, we haven't had to say that one too many times tonight. I think that's probably one of our first, or that's our second first down of the game.
Fumble on the ground, second one of the day. Sorensen picks up and goes to safety. Second time that Sorensen's had some trouble with the snap.
Yeah, Sorensen's got to make sure he secures that ball first before he does anything. Looks like his eyes were downfield right when the snap came off.
He was able to get back to the original line, second down and 9. Pass to Caldwell. Tries to escape, but not much he could do there. Brings up third down and medium.
Yeah, nice job of Sorensen right there, setting his feet, getting the ball out quickly. I think the receivers have got to put his head down and try and pick up those an extra couple yards there. He sort of just gave ground and went out of bounds.
Third down and 4 for the Brickies. Caldwell's a lone man towards the bottom, handoff to Shearer. And for a guy who's had a great season, he struggled off the bat tonight.
Yeah, that was Nazir Wilson for the Morton Governors coming up and making the tackle, and it has forced Hobart to punt the ball right here. Just doesn't seem like the Hobart Brickies getting any push on that offensive line. Either that or they're just not picking up those linebackers that are blitzing, because it seems like every time Hobart tries to run the ball, their running back is getting hit in the backfield.
Nobody's back for the Brickies. Xander Langford on to punt.
It looked like Morton's playing a punt safe here.
Averages 36 yards per punt. Boots it away. It's a shank. And despite the safe man defense for Morton, means nothing for him. They get bailed out.
Yeah, it looked like it went right off the side of his foot, and it went straight right. Barely made it past the first down marker. Probably about a 12 to 15-yard punt right there. Not good for the Brickies.
Net of 16 right there for Langford.
Yeah,
he shanked one a couple weeks ago at Andrean.
That does not help the Brickies' cause at all right there, especially with the defense being as porous as it has been throughout this game.
Third drive for Morton. As we approach the final few minutes of this first quarter, the Governors look to make this a 2-score game. They've only passed it once, and they'll keep it on the ground, which has been their bread and butter, but this time it looks like the Hobart defense learned their lesson from the prior 2 drives. Quick stop.
Yeah, nice job right there by the front, flowing to where the ball was going. They had 2 or 3 tacklers right there, and it looked like number 75, Maurice MacArthur Jr., was able to make the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1.
He's joined by Andrew Martinez. Second down and 9 incoming. Holland Harris from the gun. Dontel Harris is just to his left. Holland hands off to Dontel. He broke one earlier. He's going to break another one. No flags this time around. Dontel Harris hits pay dirt. Touchdown, Morton.
Wow, that looks like it is a 50-yard run right there for Dontel Harris. Just great job of blocking at the point of attack. And once he got into that second level, one of the Brickies tried to dive and try to make a shoestring tackle, and nothing doing. He waltzes 50 yards for the touchdown.
Harris's second score of the day went from 9 earlier. This time, like you said, 50. 13-3. Hernandez looks to make it 14. Kick misses wide. Hernandez on PATs was 2 for 3 entering today. Make it 3 for 4 now on the season. We'll step aside. The Hobart offense looks to figure it out when we come back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee-owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Back here at the Brickyard on the campus of Hobart High School in Hobart, Indiana, where the home team's in a bit of trouble early. Under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and Morton leads 13-3 over Hobart. Matt Sossler alongside Jay Simmons. And Jay, what does Hobart have to do on their next offensive possession?
Well, I think they've got to work, not only try and run the ball. It seems like they're really focused on establishing the running game, but it seems like Morton's selling out to stop that run game. I think they need to get that ball out in the air, go attack the sides with their receivers. Just don't even go play action. Just go 3-step drop and get rid of that ball and let the receivers try and do some magic to the outside.
TJ Caldwell only has 1 target today. Second kickoff.
Yeah, Morton. It seems like Morton, the running back speed is just not able to be handled by the Brickies defense right now.
This is Jamar Rogers on the squib kick. Similar result to Stafford, but not as successful as he was last time.
No, not at all. Good coverage right there
Vance.
by the kickoff team of the Governors.
So this will be the third best starting field position for the Brickies today. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. And Jay, like I said, you got TJ Caldwell, you got Aiden Leonard, you got Zach Bloom. All 3 of these guys could be all region when it's all said and done.
Yeah,
what do you do here?
I still think you got to go to the air. It didn't seem like Morton's pass rush was that good.
They go to the ground to Shear. Keeps the legs moving despite a valiant effort from Freddie Brown. Gets near the line to gain.
Yeah, that's
second down and short.
That's their best running play of the game so far, a pickup of 9. Good push by the offensive line, and then they had the pulling guard come out and do a nice job of kicking out to the side there, and running back cut it back inside nicely.
High snap. Sorensen takes it himself, gets the line to gain. And we've seen some issues from Olahue, the center, to Sorensen, the quarterback. Third time they've had some trouble today.
Yeah, definitely. They've got to get that going because Sorensen seemed to be out of sync with the offensive line. Had to jump up and tip that one to himself.
Another 4 Seasons first down. The Brickies are in plus territory. They go through the air to Caldwell. Tries to shake, but Jay, it seems the second that Caldwell catches the ball, there's a host of red jerseys waiting for him.
Yeah, but a good job right there. Sorensen does a nice job getting rid of that ball quickly, and they pick up 10 yards on the play. So I'll sit and do that all day, pick up 10 yards, a pop right there. And then one of these times, one of those defensive backs is going to miss.
Sorensen has time. Fires to the check down. Leonard has some space down the sideline. Green grass, but they rule he stepped out of bounds. All the way back at the 25 25-yard line.
Yep. Yeah, Sorensen, what a nice throw right there. Sat in the pocket, waited for one of his receivers to come open, and threw a dart right to him.
Another 4 Seasons first down. Brought to you by 4 Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. First down and 10 from the 25. Willie Shear on the carry, gain of 5. So we're starting to see a little more complimentary football from the Hobart offense.
Yeah, it's a good mix going on right now. Some pass, some run. They're doing it even, and that's a great way to keep that defensive line and secondary off balance.
Second down and 5. Another issue with the snap. Sorensen's able to corral. He's able to make something out of nothing, get back near the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like he, again, high snap, took his eyes off it, and it looks like he was able, like you said, to pick up or almost get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. It was 2nd and 5, so a loss of 1 on the play.
It's the 4th time there's been an issue on the exchange. You got Caldwell to the bottom of the screen on 3rd down and 6. Sorensen fires across the middle. It's intercepted by Jaquan Brown. Second interception on the day. The first from Morton. And a promising drive ends in nothing for the Brickies.
Yeah, Brickies just a little sloppy play right there. Sorensen looking to his slot receiver, running a curl pattern right in the middle. Two guys, one behind him and that linebacker right there in front of him. And the receiver to the bottom of the field was wide open, running the same pattern, a curl pattern. And Sorensen just decided he was going to stare at the inside receiver and throw it to him.
He's had some success with that when going to T.J. Caldwell.
And Caldwell was open to the bottom of the field, or closest to the sidelines right here to us, and just he decided he was going to throw it to the middle.
Just over a minute left to go in the first quarter as Morton looks to make this a 3-score game heading into the first break. Whistle blows. Timeout called by the Governors. Langle's Pizza has been a favorite spot since 1979. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Langle's serves Northwest Indiana from their 3 locations, Highland, Schererville, and Crown Point. Order online at langlespizza.com. Langle's Pizza, the official pizza of the Region Sports Network.
Yeah, and that carries a big tag with it because whoever takes the equipment back gets the, hopefully, if all the pizza isn't gone by the time we get there, get some pizza. Yes, it is a big title to be the proud pizza sponsor of the Region Sports.
Gotta love pizza and football.
Yeah, it goes well together.
I spent my fair share of time in the studio and do your show, do your pre-show, go into the alternate room, watch the game, chew on some pizza, go back for half. Same thing for post. Perfect recipe.
Yes, it is. Well, let's see if the Brickies could get a perfect recipe right here. They need something defensively big here.
Their recipe has been out of proportion. As for Morton, it's been absolutely perfect consistency on behalf of the Governors, and they look to continue that. Up by 10. And an end around to Spence. Tripped over his own 2 feet. Is able to get beyond the 40. They're just doing the Forrest Gump offense, running and running and running all over the Brickies so far today.
Do we have a flag on the play?
Yeah, it's on the far sideline. Looks like a sideline warning.
Sideline warning. Nice job there right there. The left guard pulling. Darius Rayburn pulled out and was leading the play and did a nice job sealing to the inside and got a block about 5 or 6 yards downfield to spring that play out. So nice job by the offensive line of the Governors. Their pass blocking is not very good, but their run blocking is superb so far in this game.
They have a light offensive line compared to what we've seen across the region. First down and 10. 1 minute on the clock in the first quarter. It's Dontel Harris this time under some duress, but this guy just keeps on making something of nothing. Dontel Harris seeks his 3rd touchdown of the day. 1 man to beat, and Dontel Harris, a magician, and Morton takes a 20-3 lead.
Yeah, 57-yard run right there by Dontel Harris. He is tearing it up tonight. He's having a great first quarter. I mean, he made 2 or 3 guys miss, and like you said, he was under duress in the backfield, and as I was watching the play, I thought he was going to be going down, and all of a sudden he comes out of there, and bam, he is down the field for a touchdown.
To make it 20-3. Kick is up and splits the uprights. 47 seconds left. We'll keep it here given that we're close to the end of the quarter. If you're Hobart right now, you're taking a test that you didn't study for.
Yeah, they have defensively, seems like they're missing a lot of tackles out there, and they're getting guys in the right position, but they are not wrapping up, and maybe it's just the speed of Dontel Harris that they haven't seen, because once he gets into the open field, he is just laying it out there, picking them up and putting them down. He's got it so far in this quarter. He's got a touchdown run of 57 yards, 50 yards, and 9 yards when he went untouched on the second play of the game. So he is tearing it up, and he is tearing this Hobart defense up bad.
Not to mention he's triple his average. We're not even at the end of quarter number 1. He averages 97.3 yards per game.
Yeah, that. Like I said, he's having a game in a quarter. Hobart's got to find an answer for him. And I think if the Governors stay with that running attack, it's going to be a long night for the Hobart defense.
We'll talk about this the next time they get the ball, but we don't see a team a whole lot, and they're very run-heavy in an unbalanced style.
Right.
Sometimes they wake you up, they splash hot water on your face, and then you're able to settle down. My thing is it's hard to wipe that water off your face when you're down by 17.
Yeah, and it's early. It's still not the end of the first quarter. You look at the Hobart team overall, defensively, they have given up 31 points last week to Hanover.
Squib kick on the return is Zach Bloom. He's able to squirt out to the 46-yard line. 42 seconds left in the first quarter. This Hobart offense takes the field for the 4th time today. Their drives ended in a field goal to start, ended in an interception and a punt.
Yeah, and that last drive was the interception that led to the score. They are reeling right now. They've got to put some pieces back together. Coach Osika is, I'm sure he's racking his brain trying to figure out what's going to work here. And I think if they calm down and just stick to their game plan, then he should be okay. But they've got to offensive line's got to establish some running.
First down and 10. Hand off to Shear. Breaks free, puts it into reverse before he's wrapped down by Martell Kelly, just short of the line to gain. Clock continues to run, 29 on the game clock, 40 on the play clock, so they don't have to snap it if they don't want to.
But when you're down by this many points, you want to get in as many plays as possible. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3, 16 on the game clock. Another handoff to Shear. Gets the nose of the football beyond the line to gain, so the clock will stop with 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
Now let's see if they can hurry up and signal play in before they set the ball and set the clock.
Clock winds, 9 and counting. 4. Get the play off. Sorensen takes it himself, then is dragged down at the 39-yard line, just shy of the 6, and that's how quarter number 1 ends. The Brickies are driving, but they trail 20-3 as we head to quarter number 2 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Back here at the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana, it's game night in the region, built by Von Tobel, Matt Sossler, Jay Simmons. Hobart has the football, their 4th drive of the contest, but they have a tall mountain to climb. They trail by 17 to the Morton Governors. 2nd down and 1 for the Brickies. Hand off to Shear, off tackle. He's able to move the sticks and more. Willie Shear, green grass, and Hobart has their first touchdown of the day. What a way to start quarter number 2 for the Brickies.
Yeah, all of a sudden it changes quarters and it changes what's going on here. A 34-yard run. When I saw him go into that pile, I didn't think Willie Shear was going to come out, and all of a sudden he pops out and he scores the touchdown 9 seconds in to the second quarter. What a nice job right there. Maybe they'll give the Brickies some momentum because they seem to have been playing flat up to this point.
Flipping the field literally and metaphorically so far. Now Langford looks to make it a 10-point game. Langford splits. 26 for 33 on PATs so far this year. 9 seconds into the second quarter, Hobart cuts it down to 10 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Back here at the Brickyard on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town, built by Von Tobel, Matt Sosler, Jay Simmons. One play into the second quarter, and the Brickies have their first touchdown of the evening. They trail 20-10 to the Morton Governors, who are about to receive the ball and start their 5th drive.
Boy, this is going to be looking like the Bears game from last night with 60 points scored in it.
Not only that, but you have your star of the first quarter, DJ Moore, meet Dontel Harris of the Morton Governors.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Dontel Harris has all 3 Governor touchdowns, 57 yards on the ground, 50 yards on the ground, and 9 yards on the ground.
Well, I wish I'd have had him on my fantasy team. I could use the help.
I know people who do, and the phone was buzzing enough to give me an electric shock. Thankfully, I'm not playing against him at all this week. But a great performance nonetheless last night. And a great performance so far tonight by the team that's stationed just across the border. Probably see Soldier Field from their border on the lakes. It's sent away from Langford. LeBron Hill on the kickoff return, wrestled down at the 36-yard line. They've gone with that squib kick ever since Hill took one back all the way to the 9 to open up this ball game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't kick it off deep again either. So we're not going to see very many deep kickoffs in this game tonight.
Both sides are squibbing.
Yes, they are.
First drive of the second quarter for the Governors.
Yeah, I think Morton's got to just stick with that running attack. They have done a nice job just establishing the line of scrimmage throughout this game.
Holland Harris and Dontel Harris directly behind. Holland hands off to Dontel through the elbow, but was brought down. And when you say that a 3.5-yard gain is your poorest of the day, you know something's working.
Yes, it is, and that offensive line is what's been working. Those 5 guys up front have established the line of scrimmage and have been bullying that defense of the Brickies around.
Second down and 7 for the Governors. Still seeing a 6-man front for the Brickies. Hand off to Dontel Harris. Brought down for a very minimal gain.
Well,
Martinez and MacArthur there.
What Hobart's doing right now is they are walking up their inside and outside linebackers, and they're playing gap assignment. They're going to shoot every gap right now. They're going to force Morton to take the ball to the outside.
Third down and 6.
This has been the longest I think they've had in third down all night.
This is the first time they've had a third down today for Morton.
Oh, wow.
6 yards to go. The Brickies have almost everybody on the line of scrimmage. It's a pass. Holland deep misfires. Intended for LeBron Hill. Brings up 4th down, and the Brickies are starting to take this momentum back a tad.
Yeah, Harris, he misread that. He had DeMario Spence, number 8, wide open right at the first down marker. He just ran a little hitch route, was wide open. All he had to do was he looked deep, he stayed with it. If he'd have looked deep and thrown it short, he would have had the first down.
Dontel Harris back to punt as if he hasn't done enough does it all for this team. 6 punts so far this year. Zach Bloom is back for the Brickies. Everybody calls poison. And the Brickies get the football back at the 37-yard line. Let's take a look at a Strack and Van Til score update. Jay, what do you got?
All right, here we go. Let's. All these games are in the first quarter. We've got Crown Point 7, Chesterton nothing, Griffith 7, Calumet 0, Hammond Central 7, East Chicago 0, Hanover Central 6, Andrean 0, KV Kankakee Valley 14, Highland Trojans 0. Boone Grove 21, Lake Station 0, Merrillville 7, Lake Central 3. We'll get to a couple more of these scores after this play.
We got one of the higher scoring games on game night in the region, built by Von Tobel. First down and 10 for the Brickies. Sorensen has all the time in the world until then it's a fumble on the ground, picked up with green grass, heading all the way towards the end zone is Jermaine Johnson. Touchdown, Governors, just as he thought the Brickies had it together. Another mistake. And Morton, 26-10, 27 pending the PAT.
That was about a 20-yard scoop and score. What a nice job right there by the defense. As Sorensen tried to set his feet and make a pass, hit in the back, and the ball just pops out.
Jermaine Johnson's first fumble recovery on the year. Forced one earlier. Extra point. Way short. Not sure if a Bricky got a hand on it. Indeed, they did. So 26-10. It's the second missed PAT for Morton today. Let's continue with the Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. What do we got?
All right, let's see. I think I left off right here. Kankakee Valley 14, Highland 0, Boone Grove 21, Lake Station 0, Merrillville Pirates 7, Lake Central 3, Michigan City 7, LaPorte Slicers 0. And continuing on to the next page, we got the Lowell Red Devils 21, Munster 0, South Central Satellites 8, River Forest 0, and Valparaiso and Portage knotted up at 0, and Wheeler and Whiting knotted up at 0. That is your scoreboard update.
Follow all of tonight's region football scores live on the Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard, streaming on Facebook.com/Region Sports and RegionSports.com. Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
Yeah, so some interesting scores. I figured, Crown Point might get out to a faster start. Only set up 7-0 in the first quarter. Crown Point's been playing great football up to this point, and number 1 in the RSN top 10.
The Governors are about to send it away yet again following a 26-yard scoop and score by Jermaine Johnson. It was all Governors in the first quarter. The Brickies were able to score on the first play of the second quarter, courtesy of Willie Shear from 34 yards out. To get another squib, that's all we have seen and all we will see today. And speaking of them, it's Willie Shear tackled, minimal gain. So the Brickies look to reset following that scoop and score, 26-10 in favor of the Governors. And what's the solution at this point? Because they were able to start to get some momentum, and then all of a sudden you have a costly turnover. If you're playing turnover bingo at home, you have it. We've seen a fumble. We've seen 2 interceptions. We've seen a couple punts. We're just waiting on downs at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard's just going crazy here. We got 36 points and only 2 minutes into the second quarter. So I think Hobart's just got to get back to their game plan, run the ball like they are here, and stick with it.
Willie Shearer on the carry, gets to the 40. It'll be second down and 3.
Yeah, nice job blocking right there up front. That's one of the few times that offensive line has responded to a good pass or run set, getting shoulder pads on people, getting a good push.
Second down, Sorensen taking it back by the snap, hands off to Shearer after a tad of a delay. Nazir Wilson on the stop behind the line of scrimmage. And if you're Aiden Olahue and you're Johnny Sorensen, we've talked about this a lot, but the connection just hasn't been there tonight.
Yeah, I think Caldwell has been their go-to guy. He's got some open space at the bottom of the screen right here. Nice throw.
Another high snap. Caldwell tripped over his own 2 feet, but was still able to come back and make the catch. 4 seasons first down for the Brickies at the 45.
Yeah, easy pitch and catch right there. Caldwell just ran about a 10 to 15 yard out. They're soft out on the outside. I think if you stay with going to the outside receivers and tell Sorensen just throw to the outside, do not throw to anybody in the middle.
That's his 3rd catch on the day. Handoff to Shear. Tackled at the 39 by Freddie Brown.
Now let's see what they can do on 2nd down. 1st down seems to be the offensive line's doing a great job. 2nd down is where they really had their trouble. And I think what happens is once they get on 2nd down, the Morton Governors blitz.
This time, Sorensen has plenty of it. Thinks about taking it himself and throws it away. Jeremiah Moore was in pursuit, preventing him taking it himself.
If he would have looked right away to Caldwell was open, but he did have some pressure, and Sorensen had to roll out to his left. If he'd have rolled out to his right, he would have had Caldwell wide open.
3rd down and 2 for the Brickies. And a couple of players are down for the Governors. Pre-snap. Not entirely sure what happened there. If it's cramping or what exactly happened, we'll have more information as soon as we get it. On the other side of this injury timeout, the game night in the region, built by Von Tobel. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Game night in the region built by Von Tobel following a double injury timeout pre-snap. Freddie Brown got up fairly quick. Was able to walk to the sideline under his own power. 3rd down and 2. And the Brickies are able to convert it. Willie Shear again has a 4 seasons first down. The other injured player was LaRon Fairley for Morton. He was down for a little while longer, but was able to get up with some assistance from the athletic training staff. Get you updates on those guys as soon as we have them. But in the meantime, 1st and 10 for Hobart. Sorensen on the flat. Pass the line to gain. Zach Bloom on the catch.
Yeah, Zach Bloom just did a nice little out route. His outside receiver, his counterpart, ran about a 10-yard curl, so he was wide open in the flat. Good job of Sorensen getting rid of that ball quickly.
2nd reception on the day for Zach Bloom. Another 4 seasons first down. Hand off to Willie Shear off tackle. About a 2.5-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and long.
Did you say one of the players was Freddie Brown that went off the field?
Yep.
He is back in the game already, so quick recovery.
It's in the 50s, so cramping wouldn't necessarily be an issue, but sometimes you just never know. Another high snap on 2nd and 8. And Willie Shear right down Broadway, touchdown Hobart. Shear's 2nd of the day, and the Brickies are able to reply.
Yeah, nice job of running right there by Shear. He kept it in between the guard, the right guard and the center, and just was able to make one man miss right at the line of scrimmage and bounce it in for the score. Great job right there of Willie Shear. Man, these running backs today are just tearing it up.
Langford on for the extra point, his second attempt of the day. He already has a field goal and a PAT to his name. Bloom on the hold. No issue there. 17 to 26. The Brickies are able to reply. Morton looks to continue call and response in this offensive masterclass on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
No, I didn't write down the time. I just have the yardage. Game night in the region, built by Von Tobel from the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana, where the Brickies trail 17 to 26 to the Morton Governors. Matt Sossler, Jay Simmons.
It's going to be the last team that had the ball is going to win this game.
At this point, it was Morton who looked like they were getting out to a very fast start. They were dominated the first quarter. The Brickies were able to get their first touchdown of the day on the second play of the second quarter, courtesy of Willie Shear, and then it was Jermaine Johnson with a scoop and score on the response to make it 26-10, and just a few moments ago, Willie the Jet Shear from 18 yards out into the end zone. Make it 26-17, and now it's time for the Governors.
Yeah, let's see if somebody can get the defensive coordinator, get those guys out of the locker room and get some defense playing out here.
Another squib kick.
Just hasn't been a whole lot of tackling going on out here. These running backs are having a great day. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 touchdowns by both of the starting running backs.
Dontel Harris and Willie Shear both will be playing on Saturdays in the future. Willie Shear has gotten some Ivy League offers from the likes of Penn, Brown as well. And I'm telling you, if Willie Shear goes to Penn, he's going to have a lot of fun. Sean Reeder and Dan Swanstrom, one thing they like more than football is running the football. Morton with the football. Handoff. This time to Freddie Brown. Short game. Brown went down with a cramp on the defensive possession. You have a lot of Governors who are playing both ways tonight. They'll bring up second down and long.
Yeah, I had to take a look at, through the binoculars here and go, wait a minute, there's somebody else other than number 8. Or I'm sorry, then Harris running the ball. I mean, it's crazy. Number 3, I'm sorry. So, wow.
Harris gets flushed out. Pitch and catch to Jeremiah Moore, who rumbles down the far side, gets into plus territory just beyond the 45. That's the first completion on the day for Holland Harris, and a fresh set of downs for Morton.
Yeah, Harris did a nice job rolling out to his right, saw the receiver just running a little flat pattern. Jeremiah Moore catches the ball and does what he should do, turn upfield, get to the sideline, and pick up a nice chunk of yards.
Jeremiah Moore, 6'3", 210, a senior. First down from the 46, a late formation change for Morton. Holland Harris hands off to Dontel Harris. Flag flies as Dontel gets right to the first down marker. We'll see what the laundry is.
Yeah, it looks like I'm assuming a holding call that was right at the point of attack. But we shall let the officials make the call.
Governors are already moving back, and there's the call. Second hold of the evening for Morton. And both of them have wiped out significant runs.
Yeah, one was a touchdown run, and that one a pickup of a first down. But again, the Brickies have got to figure out a way to stop number 3. He is just tearing them up. Dontel Harris is having a great game, just as Willie Shearer is on the other side of the ball.
Dontel Harris is responsible for all 3 offensive touchdowns for Morton today. It's Holland Harris on the quick out, almost trouble. Demario Spence with the catch, just shy of midfield in double coverage. That ball fluttered. It could have been an issue.
Yeah, Connor Stanford right there broke on the play nicely, and he made the tackle, but there was another defensive back standing right there. He should have went for the ball. If he knew somebody was going to make the tackle, he had the other guy go for the ball. 2 guys right there on top of it. Good job by the Brickies defense.
Both of Holland Harris's passes have hung up today.
Yeah, he's got to step into throws and put some zip on that ball.
6.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Morton leads by 2 scorers. It's a keeper for Holland Harris on the read option. It's tackled at the 49.
Yeah, that was Jared Hansen from behind right there. Made a nice tackle right there, grabbed him by the foot, pulled him down. It's going to be 3rd down and about 13 here to go for the Governors.
Morton has struggled on 3rd down so far today. It was one of the tide turners earlier on in the second quarter. This one is their longest today. 3rd and 13. Holland Harris goes deep and too much. Intended for LeBron Hill. That's the second time he's missed Hill on a 3rd down today. Let's see what the Governors do. Looks like the punt unit comes on.
Yeah, Holland Harris, he's got to, if he's going to throw that streak pattern right there, he's got to, instead of throwing it on a line like he did, he needs to put some air under it and let his receiver run underneath the ball. He's throwing too much. It's so much of a dart that it has to be a perfect throw. So he's got to just float that one out there, let his receiver adjust to the ball and make a catch.
Dontel Harris, his second punt on the day. Zach Bloom is back for the Brickies. And a very short kick. It's negative from the spot that Harris punted it at. Rolls out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
It looked like a Brickie may have gotten a hand on that ball and caused it to go back a little bit. So Brickie's in great position right here. Just the way that first quarter is gone, they ended the first quarter down 20-3, and all of a sudden they're coming back. You got to feel some momentum starting to swing towards the Brickie sideline here. Really, the Morton Governors offensively have not done anything in this second quarter besides a scoop and score by Jermaine Johnson.
So the Brickies look to make it a 1-score game heading into the locker room. Hand off to Shearer, who cuts back. Solid first down game, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, look at it. Now the Brickies are starting to pick up some chunks right here. They got 7 yards on that play. Just keep the momentum going here and run. Stick with the run. It's all of a sudden it's starting to work for them.
Especially because the Brickies will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Another handoff to Willie Shearer. A yard short of the line to gain. So it'll be 3rd down and short. That's something else to take into account.
And I think right here, if they don't come up with it, I think on 4th down, they're definitely going to go for it. It's sort of out of a field goal kicker's range right here, even though they got a little bit of a wind at their back.
Langford's long is 41. This would be about 47 if they get no gain, and that's indeed what it would be.
It looked like you picked up one. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Brickies. I definitely think they're going to go for it.
No question.
That's one of the things I don't like about the shotgun every play is that the quarterback could just do the keeper.
Hand off to Shearer, continues to move, gets the nose of the football beyond the sticks, and the drive continues.
Yeah, good job right there. All they do is run a simple dive play, good push by the offensive line, and they get another 1st down.
Just over 4 minutes left in the second half as the Brickies go for a 2-for-1, down by 9. Sorensen keeps it himself. Gets tackled 2 yards shy of the stick. Gain of 8.
And nice job right there, Sorensen, getting some good positive yards and also staying in bounds. So that way, if the Governors do get the ball back, just limit the amount of time they have.
Second down from the 20. This time it's Willie Shear. Gets close to the marker.
Shear did a nice job right there, found his lead blocker right there, Luke Juris, pulling out to the outside right there, establishing a lane for his running back, getting downfield. Nice job.
Juris is a two-way stud for the Brickies. And another handoff to Willie Shear. This time, the Governor defense sniffs it out like they did earlier on in this game in the first quarter.
Yeah, first quarter they were very dominant and seemed like Hobart just seemed flat coming off that loss from last week to Hanover Central, 31-26. So it seems like it's taken them a little bit of time to wake up.
Timeout called by Morton, their second. So they'll have one left. The Brickies have all three. We'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Granger's at the Clock Tower is a place to gather in downtown Hobart before or after a Brickies win. Whatever meal you are in the mood for, you can find it at Granger's. Owned by a Brickie family, Granger's also offers an aesthetically pleasing indoor setting, along with an outdoor section overlooking the beautiful Lake George. Check out one of Hobart's highest-rated restaurants, located at 437 East 3rd Street in Hobart, and they're open 7 days a week. Visit their Facebook page for daily specials and events. Granger's at the Clock Tower. A good time.
Back at the Brickyard, game night in the region built by Von Tobel. 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the second quarter. The Hobart Brickies trail by 9 with the football knocking on the door of a one-score game. Second down and 8 from the 12-yard line of Morton. Matt Sosler and Jay Simmons, thank you so much for joining us on this cold but clear now Friday night in Northwest Indiana. Hand off to Willie the Jet Shear. He's dragged down behind the line. Jalen Arnold on the stop. Third down incoming.
Yeah, Arnold right there just shot the gap from the weak side where the right guard was pulling is where he blitzed from, and Arnold got in there and made a nice job, nice tackle for a loss. Looks like it's going to force the Brickies into a pass.
Another high snap, deep ball, corner that is complete for the touchdown.
And that looks like number
Leonard.
10.
Aiden Leonard climbs the imaginary ladder, his first touchdown of the season, and the Brickies can draw it within 2 with the extra point.
Yeah, 16th catch on the season.
Langford's on for the PAT. Kick is up, and the Brickies have clawed back to down 2. We'll take a break as Morton looks to score before the halftime on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
Welcome back to the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana. For those of you who might have stepped away from your device to grab a slice of pizza or a cup of water, and last you saw it was 20-3 in favor of Morton. Well, we got ourselves a football game. It's 26-24. The Governors still lead, but the Hobart Brickies have made the second quarter their own and have drawn this contest within 2. Matt Sosler alongside Jay Simmons. 2:34 left to go in the first half, and the Brickies are set to boot it away.
Yeah, you definitely feel that momentum swing over to this side at that first play of the second quarter where Willie Shear ran for 35 yards to put a first touchdown on the board for the Brickies, and ever since then, it's been all Brickies except the scoop and score by Jermaine Johnson for the Governors.
All touchdowns except for that scoop and score and the Aiden Leonard 12-yard reception have been on the ground courtesy of Dontel Harris. As the kickoff is muffed, has some trouble, but LeBron's able to take it. Shakes one, is in a swarm of yellow jerseys, and LeBron Hill brought down at the 31. At that point, he was just dancing around trying to slip.
Well, it looked like for a second there he had slipped out of a few tackles. Was going to break it all the way across the field and possibly another score. So Brickies, they've got to start ramping up out there. They've been doing a better job, though, this second quarter.
To open this game, Hill took one back to the 9-yard line.
And an opening kickoff, what a nice return.
Seems that whoever has the first big play of the quarter is the one that's going to own the quarter. It was LeBron Hill to open it, and then Willie Shear on the first play of the second quarter, a 34-yard touchdown. 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Hobart will get the football to start the second half.
Morton has 2 timeouts left as well. Oh, one, sorry.
Holland Harris keeps it on the read. Is dragged down at the 35. Bradley Gibson on the tackle.
Yeah, they've got a Morton here has got to pick up the pace a little bit. That's trying to see if they could sneak the quarterback out there for a gain, but only a minimal gain, especially when you got time ticking away, 2 minutes or less in the second quarter.
Dontel Harris is directly behind Holland Harris.
Getting some signals from the sidelines, adjusting the play.
Hand off to Dontel Harris, but he's taken down by the knees.
Yeah, nice job of the Brickies defense right there, coming up big on the tackle for a minimal gain. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6. And we got a timeout.
Timeout taken by Hobart.
Hey, don't forget to stay tuned after the game. We will be naming the Proud Union Home Play of the Game. And we had that opening kickoff, I think, as one of the candidates. We've got...
Who wins might be a determination of that.
We got Dontel Harris with a 50-yard run. We got Dontel Harris with a 57-yard run. We got Willie Shear with a 35-yard run. All these for scores. We've got Jermaine Johnson with a 25-yard scoop and score. So we've got all kinds of candidates for that one to go along with the Boilermaker Blue Collar Player of the Game. We'll be naming that at the end of the game as well. Blue Collar Player of the Game brought to you by Boilermakers Local 375. We're going to have to find somebody to make some tackles. We've got 50 We've got some 50 points at halftime in this game. So can we find a defensive player to maybe step up? I mean, the scoop and score might be the Blue Collar Play of the game so far.
Who knows? You want to go blue collar? We got 50 points on the game. I'm looking at 66 in red right now. Damian Herrera, offensive line for Morton, but still a half plus of football left. No awards will be handed out yet. Just a preliminary watch list for those of you keeping score at home. And it's Dontel Harris. He's wrestled down.
Number 16 for the Brickies.
Dylan Hatchett coming up from the 3rd level.
Well, what a great job right there. Came up, made the tackle, made a sure tackle, kept them in bounds, which I'm sure Morton wanted to do, so it's going to be forced a timeout for the Brickies.
Well, now the Brickies are calling timeout because they're trying to get that 2-for-1 considering their efficiency. Each team has 1 timeout in their back pocket. 1:35 left to go in the first half, and the Brickies look to make a second quarter that they've already paid their rent for a year on. They look to pay next month's rent with another score and take a lead. And we'll dissect all of this, a wild, topsy-turvy football game on this Friday night on the Host Connection halftime, connecting the first half and the second half of tonight's game. It's the Host Connections halftime report, presented by Host Connections, coming up in 1:35 of football.
Yeah, and also we'll be naming the Crowell Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell offices have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
There are a lot of superheroes so far in this game.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's who gets the ball last. But again, these are not halftime awards. They are end-of-game awards as a punt from Dontel Harris, fielded by Bloom. Shakes a couple tackles, tackled just north of the 40. A minute 25, one timeout left. Langford, the kicker for the Brickies, his long is 41. So they need to get the football to about the 19-yard line, give or take.
And they've got a little bit of a breeze at their back, so maybe that could be extended a yard or two. So we shall see what's going to happen right here. As the officials walk over to the sidelines, Hobart running their players out. The play clock has not started yet.
It'll start at 25. The clock stops after every first down, so keep that in the back of your mind as we're in 2-minute drill mode from the Brickyard. Hobart seeks their first lead of the day after trailing by as many as 17. Sorensen across the middle, complete. Hobart's in the hurry-up mode. TJ Caldwell on the reception.
Yeah, just about 2 yards short of the first down. Nice job of Sorensen directing his receivers downfield, able to hit that one.
Ready to rock and roll. 2nd down and 2. Sorensen has daylight. Gets flushed out. Chucks it away.
Boy, he's got to get rid of that ball a lot quicker. It's a 3-step route or a 5-step, 5 yards downfield, 3-step pattern for the quarterback. Get rid of that ball. 1, 2, 3, throw right now. He's got to get rid of it. He had receivers open. He just got to get rid of it. He's got to feel confident about his pre-snap read on those plays.
3rd down and 2 from midfield. Each team has a timeout left. Hand off to Willie Shear. Breaks a tackle, gets the first down, and gets out of bounds, so the clock will stay stopped from the 39-yard line.
Yeah, nice job right there, Shear. Just making sure first that he got the first down and then break it into the open field. Looked like he could have cut it back, but chose to go out of bounds. Good play.
1st and 10 from the 40. They go back to Willie Shear. Gain of 5. Does not get out of bounds. The clock continues to run. And at this point, the Brickies are in fire drill mode.
Yeah, nice job getting up to the line, getting everybody set.
And timeout called. Injured player, flag flies. Damian Herrera's on the ground for Morton.
Yeah, he did not do a very good flop, and Morton was running guys on and off the field. So they would have had probably too many men on the field penalty. They are forcing Morton to use the timeout. They had 1 timeout left.
So that'll be their final timeout. See if that plays a factor. Burn prematurely. We're waiting on if there's going to be a call here.
Now they picked up the flag.
Flags picked up.
Yes, they picked up the flag, and what they did was they forced Morton to use their last timeout right there.
So 34 seconds. Morton has no timeouts. Hobart has 1. 2nd down and 5 from the Governor 35-yard line.
It's funny how the tide has turned. You've got 34 seconds to right all the wrongs by the Brickies in that first quarter.
Look at that first quarter. Started off for Morton from the +9. Easy. Dontel Harris, 9 yards to the house. Hobart got a field goal. They got all the way down to the 4-yard line, kicked a field goal 7-3. Schlosser picked it off for the Brickies on the next drive for Morton. However, it resulted in a poor punt from Langford. And then Dontel Harris made him pay 50 yards to the end zone. And then a pick from Brown. Dontel Harris did it again, 57 yards.
They added 3.5 seconds to the play clock, or to the game clock.
That was all in the first quarter, and it's been all Hobart in the second. 37.5 seconds now on the game clock. Sorensen, ball tipped at the line, and it knuckleballed away from Connor Stafford.
Yeah, Sorensen's got to stand tall in the pocket. Looked like he short-armed that ball, and the tip didn't help, but he's got to stand tall in that pocket. He had plenty of protection. Great job by the offensive line picking up the blitz.
Clock stops at 34.3 seconds, 3rd down and 5. Stafford has time. Fires a deep ball, hangs up, caught by Leonard at the 1. First down and goal for the Brickies. Clock stops for the moment at 24.7 seconds.
Sorensen with the great throw right there on the run. And it looks like Hobart is going to take a timeout.
They got to get this right. We'll take that timeout with them. The Brickies are knocking on the door. They look for their first lead of the night when we come back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I'm Tim O'Brien, former Hobart Brickie and Northwestern Wildcat quarterback. When I was playing, I always wanted to be prepared for the unexpected, planning for what might come next. As a certified financial planner with Edward Jones Investments here in Hobart, I pass on that same philosophy to my clients. Planning for the future is important. The same goes for advertising. I plan ahead and turn to the Region Sports Network because they get the job done for me. And I, therefore, put my trust in them, knowing they are the only game in town. And go Brickies!
Johnny B. Good playing at the Brickyard after Johnny B. Good Sorensen. A 30-yard moon ball to Aiden Leonard has the Brickies first down and goal from the 1. I think everybody in the stadium knows who's getting the ball, and y'all guessed right. Willie the Jet sheer into the end zone. The Brickies are on top for the first time tonight.
Well, they may not have thrown the jet in there, but yes, everybody knew Willie Sorensen was going to get the ball, and what a nice job. He even outran his blockers. He had the guard from the left side pulling around, and he cut it back behind him and just took off. Didn't wait for his blocker to get out in front of him.
56 combined points so far in the first half. Langford looks to increase that to 57 combined points. No issue there. Kick is good. 31-26. We'll take another timeout. The Brickies look to get a last stop of the half when we come back to Regional Sports Network, the only game in town.
Granger's at the Clock Tower is a place to gather in downtown Hobart before or after a Brickies win. Whatever meal you are in the mood for, you can find it at Granger's. Owned by a Brickie family, Granger's also offers an aesthetically pleasing indoor setting along with an outdoor section overlooking the beautiful Lake George. Check out one of Hobart's highest rated restaurants, located at 437 East 3rd Street in Hobart, and they're open 7 days a week. Visit their Facebook page for daily specials and events. Granger's at the Clock Tower. A good time.
Back at the Brickyard, since Morton's last offensive touchdown, it's been 28 unanswered points for the Hobart Brickies, and they lead 31-26. With 21 seconds left in the second quarter, Matt Sosler alongside Jay Simmons.
They're not playing this game on the football field. They're playing it on the track because these offenses are running up and down the field like there's no defense out there. So a lot of scoring in the first half.
57 combined points.
And what was it in the Bears game last night? 60.
Oh, yeah. We're going to reach that probably within the first 30 seconds of the third quarter.
At 60, we're going to leap past that, no problem.
60? Who knows? Might reach 70.
That's a strong possibility here.
LeBron Hill is back for Morton. He's had several strong returns so far today. He's not going to get a chance. And trouble on the kickoff. Kicked out of bounds. Morton will start at the 35. And, Jay, what's your mentality here? No timeouts, 21 seconds. Morton has had a lot of problems passing the football. Hobart gets the ball to start the third quarter. Given that scenario, what do you do?
I think if I'm Morton, I'll maybe try a long pass on the first play. And then after that, I would, if it's incomplete, then I would just run the ball and go into the half. So, I mean, give it a shot the first play. And then after that, run the ball.
Dontel Harris is in the backfield. 2 of his scores have been from 50 yards or more. If he gets it right here, it would be a 55-yard dance. Holland hands off to Dontel. Squeaks into plus territory, gets right to the first down marker, which is critical in terms of a clock stoppage.
Yeah, it looks like they gave it to him.
Give it to him.
Oh, there they go. They stopped it with 8.5 seconds left in the first half. Morton's going to get another play in. The official's already waving the play in.
I don't think they're going to use
it.
And
that is going to be a half.
At the end of one half, Morton owns the first quarter. Hobart, 28 offensive unanswered in the second quarter. 31-26 in favor of the Brickies as we head into the half. The Hose Connections halftime report coming up on the other side on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure. Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com. For over 50 years, family-owned Budd Insurance Agency in Hobart has been providing insurance services and protection to Northwest Indiana. With protection provided by Auto Owners Insurance, Dave, Bob, and Mike can custom fit a policy to meet a person's needs. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Budd Insurance treats each client with personal attention, making your visit a pleasant one. Stop by 615 West 3rd Street in Hobart or give them a call at 942-1028. And you can always visit them on the web at buddinsagency.com.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
The Hose Connections halftime report from the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana. For those of you who went away from your screens at the end of the first quarter and are turning on just now, things have changed. It's 31-26 in favor of the Hobart Brickies. Matt Sosler alongside Jay Simmons. The Brickies offensively outscored the Morton Governors 28-0. The only score for Morton was on a scoop and score defensively, and that's been the tale of this game. It's everybody Morton in the first quarter, everything Hobart in the second.
Yeah, it seemed like the Brickies came out flat from that loss last week to Hanover Central, and they just seem to be on their heels, going through the motions. And when you give a team with the speed that the Morton Governors have, and you give them show a little bit of weakness, they took full advantage of it. And Dontel Harris just tore it up that first quarter, and he had a game highlights in one quarter. And it was just a tale of two quarters. I mean, you couldn't ask for two extreme quarters like this in a game.
116 yards for Dontel Harris on the ground from his touchdowns alone in the first quarter. Like you said, that's enough for not only one game, but a game and a half.
Yes.
For some offenses. And then you go to the other side, moving on to the second quarter. Dontel Harris handed the ball off to Willie the Jet Shear, who took over for the Brickies.
Yeah, he had a touchdown of 35 yards, 18 yards, and then the easy one at the end of the quarter or the end of the half for 2 yards, and that came with 21 seconds left in the half. And that's how long Hobart has had the lead in this game, 21 seconds.
Sometimes it's all that matters. You just got to be up when the clock hits triple zeros.
It'll last 20 seconds. That's all that matters.
And what can we expect? Because it's as the teams change directions, every single touchdown except for that scoop and score has been scored on the right side of the field. It seems that the field is slanted at a 45-degree angle heading down.
Yeah, it's tilted away from the lake, so the wind's blowing that way. The wind's coming out of the north at a pretty good clip, so everybody, even though we haven't seen a whole lot of passing so far in this game, we have seen all the running going to that south end of the field. And these running backs have just put on a display in this first half. I mean, you don't know. Dontel Harris, first quarter, Willie Shear, the second quarter. Who knows what's going to happen in the third quarter? Is somebody else going to come out and start playing? I should say, will the defenses come out of the locker room in the second half? Because they have not been on the field yet this game.
The only thing that has been a bright spot for both defenses, each team has an interception. It was Kel Schlosser for Hobart, and then it was Brown for Morton, and then also you do have that scoop and score from Jermaine Brown. It was Jaquan Brown with the scoop and score and the pick. He's had both.
He's having a heck of a game now.
He's doing everything defensively for Morton. What do the defenses need to do to get it right in the second half?
Well, I think you've got to make – both teams are one-dimensional really offensively. So, I mean, if you're going to have to bring an extra man and put him in the box and force both of these teams to pass the ball, which has not been as effective as the run game has, I think you got to force those teams to run the ball or try and force them out of the run game and into the pass game. So bring an extra man up, play some man coverage over the top, and blitz those guys and force them into some second and third and long situations. We haven't seen very many of those throughout the game.
Let's talk about passing, something we haven't seen so far today, or at least not a lot of. Holland Harris, on his throws, they've looked a little wonky. They've had either too much zip on throws that should have more arc or vice versa, and it's caused Morton to be one-dimensional.
Definitely.
And knowing how advanced this Hobart team is, they're definitely talking about that in the locker room.
Oh, yeah, they are. And they're going to talk about possibly going into man coverage like I just mentioned, going to man coverage and bringing that extra linebacker up there and trying to blitz them and try and get into those run gaps and stop them from running. I mean, Dontel Harris has had such a good game, and he's been 90% of his runs have been outside the tackles. So they've got to make sure if they do blitz that they force him back to the inside where the rest of the defense is and gang tackle, get to him at the point of attack because he's gotten some open field runs, and once he gets into that secondary, there's nobody that can catch him.
For the Brickies, Johnny Sorensen, the story with him has been the exchange with Aiden Olahue, his center. We've seen a couple of botch snaps, a lot of high snaps, and some of them have been trouble. Yeah,
and we had a fumble right there towards the goal line, and it was a crucial play, and then they lost that down, and it cost them that first score. Instead of getting a touchdown, they could have, or attempting to get that touchdown, they ended up kicking a field goal. And that throws off the rhythm of the play as well. But Sorensen throwing the ball has not been that bad. He's better when he's throwing to his outside receivers. When he tried to force that one to one of his inside receivers, he ended up getting it picked off. So I think that the Morton coverage is really soft on the outside. They've got to stay with that, throwing Johnny Sorensen some quick passes to his outside receivers, and he's doing fine. And that's helping Hobart keep that defense off balance.
You're watching the Hose Connections Halftime Report, brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. We'll step aside. We'll be back with a look at around the rest of the region. Your Strack and Van Til scoreboard update coming up next on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Centrally located in downtown Indianapolis, the Hampton Inn is just steps away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Situated at 105 South Meridian Street, shopping, restaurants, entertainment, and many Indianapolis attractions are in near proximity. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a gym fitness center. For reservations, the number is 317-261-1200. The website is hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
How far would you go to relive another Friday night under the lights? Well, lucky for you, you don't need to go that far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, the heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Friday Night Lights so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on our social media platforms. Hashtag Remember the Region.
Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
The Hobart Brickies lead 31-26 over the Morton Governors on the Host Connections halftime report. And now it's time to take a look around the rest of the region, our Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. This scoreboard update is brought to you by Strack and Van Til. Strack and Van Til, shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strackandvantil.com. Jay, what do you got?
First, got to turn the microphone on. All right, let's start off with...
Turn on like the Hobart offense.
Here we go. All right, West Side 24, Bishop Knoll 0. These are all in the second quarter. We've got Crown Point 7, Chesterton 0, Griffith 7, Calumet 0, Hammond Central 7, East Chicago Central 0. Let's continue on. Hanover Central 12, Andrean 59ers. That is 12-3. That one is at the half. We have Kankakee Valley 14, Highland 0, Boone Grove 21, Lake Station 0. We've got Merrillville 7, Lake Central 3, Michigan City 7, LaPorte Slicers 0. And also we've got Lowell Red Devils 21, Munster 0, South Central Satellites 8, River Forest 0. And the Valparaiso Vikings and Portage knotted up at 0 as well. And that's a very surprising score. The way Valpo has been playing throughout the season, that's also in the second quarter. Valparaiso usually strong offensively. Portage coming out to play, showing Coach Richards at 0-7 that they can hang with the big boys right there. So that's your scoreboard update.
Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. You can follow all of tonight region football scores live on the Schrack and Van Til hometown scoreboard, streaming on Facebook.com/regionsports and regionsports.com. Schrack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Step aside, second half on the other side here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Back at the Brickyard for half number 2 between the Hobart Brickies and the Morton Governors. Matt Sosler alongside Jay Simmons. It's been a tale of 2 quarters. The Morton Governors dominated the first quarter. As for the second quarter, 28-7 in favor of Hobart. As a result, 31-26 in favor of the Brickies. Hobart will receive the second half kickoff. And with that, let's take another look at our Gladish Law starting lineups. Gladish Law Group, they're here to help action, not words. Johnny Sorensen will be back at quarterback. He's had a pretty eventful day through the air. Looking at that, it's thrown for 154 yards, 4 for 9, a touchdown, and a pick. But the main story for Hobart has been Willie Shear. 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. For the tailback, who'll be playing on Saturdays in the future. The receiving has been limited. Only 3 Brickies have caught a pass today. The leader in terms of receptions has been TJ Caldwell, 4 for 48. Nothing to show for it in terms of scoring. Aiden Leonard in terms of yards, 3 for 60, and then a touchdown towards the end of the second quarter. The offensive line, Patrick O'Connor, Josh Diaz, Aiden Olicu, Luke Juris, and Jackson Ray. That's your starting lineup for the Hobart Brickies. And then the defense for Morton, who has 2 takeaways. Jermaine Johnson, a scoop and score, and then Jaquan Brown, an interception. Starting off with the secondary, it's those 2, joined by Dontel Harris and Martell Kelly. The front, Josiah Cross, Darius Rayburn up the middle, and Damian Herrera on the right side. The linebackers, Jeremiah Moore, Jalen Arnold, Freddie Brown, and Caleb Tucker. And that was your starting lineup for tonight's matchup, brought to you by our friends at Gladish Law Group. It continues to be recognized by U.S. News & World Report as a top law firm. Visit gladishlaw.com for more information.
You know, on my scoring sheet, I'm going to have to flip over to the other side. Dave makes only so many lines, and we've already exceeded that. So I have to flip over for the second half of scores.
57 combined points in the first half. What will the second half entail? Will the defenses step it up, or will we continue to see the scoreboard change? Only a matter of time before we find out. like I said, it'll be Hobart to receive the second half kickoff. And Jay, before the ball, I should say, goes on the ground again, because other than the opening kickoff that LeBron Hill took back nearly to the end zone, it's been all squibs. Last-minute thoughts.
I think, Hobart's got the momentum, keep the ball on the ground, and keep that ball moving, keep the ball out of that offense's hands. So establish the running, get pad on pad, and just push that ball down the field.
Squibb, it struggled to be fielded by Stafford. He's able to pick it up and dance out to about the 42 of Morton, and that's where the Brickies start half number 2.
Yeah, and with Johnny Sorensen, he's done a nice job passing the ball. He's got to trust his pre-snap reads when he's doing those short passes. He seems to hold on to the ball a little bit too long. He needs to get that ball out of his hands quickly, so that way the 3-step drops are open and throw the ball on time. He seems to just like to hold on to that ball just a little bit too much. And he's had some nice easy pitches and catches out to T.J. Caldwell early on. See if he can keep that up in the second half.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Shear yet again. Gets into space, gets across midfield, tackled at the 45-yard line.
A nice pickup of 13 yards on the first play of the second half, and as that goes, so does another first down.
Another 4 seasons first down. Right back to Shear yet again. Gets out to the 40, still going, hits the 35. So about a 10-yard gain for Shear.
Yeah, again, the right guard pulling all the way across the formation. Luke Jarris gets in front for Willie the Jet Shear, and Shear does a nice job making one of those defensive backs miss in the open field and picked up another first down.
They'll give him the nose of the football. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Willie Shear yet again. About a 9-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, so far in the third quarter, it's been 3 running plays. I think the least amount of yards he's gotten so far has been about 8 yards. So the offensive line for the Brickies is getting a good push. Seems like Morton, Governor, some guys going both ways, are starting to wear out.
2nd and 2.5. Shear this time gets right near the marker.
And, you talked about it in the first half. Sorensen had to jump up and get that once. Again, throwing the timing of the play off.
It'll be 3rd down and 1. Caleb Tucker on the tackle. Shear again, has some space, gets to the 15.
Well, Shear right there just ran right over to the left guard, found a little hole, and it was nice. He was about 7 yards downfield, stopped, and did a little jump hop to his right, and then picked up a few more yards. So, well, he has a nice field presence out there when he gets into the secondary.
Another 4 seasons first down. First down and 10 from the 15. Hand off to Sorensen. He'll keep it. Gets out towards the 15-yard line. Fooled everybody on the defense and everybody in the booth.
Yeah.
Brings up 2nd down.
Freddie Brown, in number 6, was making the tackle, and then all of a sudden he looked and he goes, hey, he doesn't have the ball. And Sorensen did a nice job. If there was a read on that play, did a great job of pulling it on that one.
First down. Should be 2nd down and 6. And it's Shear, green grass,
Wow.
Another Willie Shear touchdown, his 4th on the evening, and the Brickies extend the lead.
And that was an 11-yard touchdown run right there by Willie Shear. Well, and what a great job. I just mentioned it the play before, and he must have heard me because he made 2 little cuts on that play in the secondary, became very elusive, and, boy, he just walked right in. That is some great field vision by Willie Shear right there on the score. That's his 2nd score in a row. He scored with 21 seconds left in the second quarter.
58-yard drive over 7 plays, capped off by a Willie Shear 14-yard touchdown, plus the extra point. The Brickies extend their lead. They lead 38-26. Morton gets the ball for the first time in the second half. Coming up on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Back at the Brickyard. 10.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Didn't take long for the Hobart Brickies to score.
No, it didn't.
Open the third quarter. Matt Sossler alongside Jay Simmons. 7 plays, 58 yards.
The Willie Shear Show.
Oh, yeah. Almost all Willie Shear, all but a Sorensen 4-yard rush was in the hands of number 14.
Yeah, what a nice job. And boy, does he have some great field vision. He is looking good.
$54 yards on that drive from Willie Shear. He's over 150 yards on the night.
He's having a good night. He's trying to keep up with Dontel Harris as well.
As for Dontel Harris, he's at 171. Hasn't gotten the football yet in the third quarter, so he'll get his chance to reply as Langford sends it to the ground. Again, we're not going to see any more traditional kickoffs today. A solid return by Freddie Brown. Start to see some more names on the kickoff return list, given all these squibs. Let's take another look while they change possession.
Yeah, real quick.
Strack and Van Til scoreboard update.
We got two score updates. We have Merrillville 24, LC 9. That's in the third quarter, and we have Hobart 19-3 over Andrean right now in the middle of the third quarter.
First down and 10 from the 36-yard line for Morton. They have not scored an offensive touchdown since the first quarter, and this time it's Dontel Harris gyrating near the line to gain. Brings up second down.
Yeah, second down and 2. Simple, just little dive play right there. Nice job of the offensive line finally getting back into the game and establishing a good push right there on first down. See if Morton can do this a little bit more consistently, get back in this game.
Second down and 2. Morton has slowed their pacing down a tad. And around. Still rolling, breaking with room is Freddie Brown. Gets right to the end line and steps out of bounds at the 32.
Yeah, nice job, Freddie Brown. A little change up right there for the Morton Governors, and Freddie Brown does a nice job getting to the outside, picking up a first down. And they're trying to get this pace back to where they were at the beginning of the game, but it just seems like they're having a hard time getting their receivers set out there.
24 yards. We're getting some frustration from the Morton coaching staff on the slow pacing and the receivers not getting set. First down and 10. Play clock's at 23, so they have some time to figure out, but the last thing you want after a massive run is to slow it back down.
Yeah, and it looks like Harris is getting signals from the sidelines on how to change the play.
Harris keeps it this time around. Fires deep, complete to Freddie Brown. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Morton. 31 yards.
Well, a nice one right there by Holland Harris. Just dropped that one right in there. The defensive back was on his heels, and then the receiver just sort of ran a little flag pattern. Instead of running post, he runs a flag to the outside and is wide open. Easy pitch and catch.
3 plays, 64 yards, and who knows? Each team owned one quarter in the first half. They might have sat down at the table and said, hey, let's split this one up.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch right there for the Morton Governors. Probably one of the best pass plays they've had so far this game.
And now they'll switch hashes for the extra point. It actually looks like they'll go for 2 here.
Yeah, they're chasing points, so they've got to. I don't think the 1 point really matters at this juncture.
Down by 6 to try and get it to 4. End around to Spence, has green grass, cuts up and gets absolutely denied at the line by Gibson.
Boy, Gibson came out of nowhere and just lit him up and dropped him to the ground. And you were thinking he was already in.
I thought he had the corner.
Yes, and he turned it back to the inside, and Gibson just lit him up. Nice tackle right there.
We'll step aside after that absolute annihilation on the 2-point conversion, 32-38 in favor of the Brickies on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back at the Brickyard, each team has scored on their opening drive of the third quarter. It's 38-32 in favor of the Hobart Brickies, set to trot on to receive their second kickoff of the second half. As for Morton, a 31-yard score from Holland Harris to Freddie Brown, but on the 2-point conversion, Spence had the corner, but then turned the wrong way down a one-way street, and Bradley Gibson met him right at the intersection.
Yes, he did, and he picked him up and slammed him down, said, "You're not getting these 2 points," and what a nice job. I thought he had it. I thought he was walking in.
Seemed to slow down, wanted to go towards that far pylon, but then
He had some contained pushing him back to the inside, so he made the right choice of cutting it back to the inside. And like I said, like you said, he just got the door slammed on him. So far in 2 minutes and 33 seconds, we have 2 scores.
Each drive about a minute and a half apiece, and this time it's Connor Stafford with plenty of room, one man to beat, but dragging him down at the 30-yard line, the kicker Jamar Rogers. And the Brickies just keep on piling it on. Another great special teams play.
Hey, just by chance, can we call Rodney's and get some pizza out here, Lango's Pizza? Because instead of setting the other snack, we need that Lango's Pizza.
Well, Lango's Pizza has been a favorite spot since 1979. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Lango serves Northwest Indiana from their 3 locations in Highland, Schererville, and Crown Point. Order online at langospizza.com. Lango's Pizza, the official pizza of the Region Sports Network. First down in 10, it's Willie Shear. Pushed out of bounds, just inside the 25, brings him second down.
Yeah, Willie Shear right there did a nice job letting his blockers develop. He seemed to slow down a little bit, picked up some speed, stayed inside, and then slowed down again, and then bounced it to the outside, picking up 5 or 6 yards on first down, so nice job.
Shear already has almost 60 yards in the second half alone. Adds on to that there. Minimal gain of about 3.
Yeah, the defense showed up for a play. They slowed him down for only a gain of 3. And this is definitely going to be 4-down territory for the Brickies.
Third down and 2. Brickies are 50% on third down so far today. Another high snap. Sorensen. First pass attempt of the second half. Complete to TJ Caldwell. Spins around into the end zone. Touchdown, Hobart.
Wow, what a throw. Nice job by the receiver right there, slowing down and almost like boxing out the defensive back right there. He had great inside position, waited for the ball, and did a nice little spin once he caught the ball in for the touchdown.
22 yards from Sorensen to Caldwell. Caldwell's first touchdown of the day, the second receiving touchdown for the Brickies this evening. Another quick drive. 3 plays, 30 yards. 44-32.
Yeah, 47 seconds to score.
Make that 44-32. Brickies lead. We'll take another break. Come back. Morton gets the football in a third quarter shootout on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Back at the Brickyard, less than 4 minutes into this third quarter, we've already had 3 combined touchdowns between the Morton Governors and the Hobart Brickies, who lead 45-32. Morton gets their chance to reply, and given the track record, Jay, it seems like their odds are good.
The reply is not going to take long. Let's see what would be the longest time-wise drive of the quarter. These drives are going fast and furious here. It's an offensive coordinator's dream going on out here, and a defensive coordinator's nightmare.
The longest drive in the second half has been 1:33. That was the Morton drive going back the other way. That last one just 47 seconds.
Well, that would be the first score besides the scoop and score going to the north end of the field.
And we see a rare sky kick goes into the end zone for a touchback.
And a nice job right there adjusting to how the Morton Governors lined up for the kickoff return. They booted it deep. There was nobody back there, so take advantage of it. And now they get to start at the 20-yard line. So that's relative to all the other times when Morton or Hobart have started with the ball on offense after a kickoff. This is like the worst field position.
That's the first time we've seen a traditional kickoff since the opening kickoff tonight, which LeBron Hill ran back all the way inside the 10.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting game up to this point, to say the least.
It's been all offense, like you said, Jay. If you're a fan of offense, this is the right place for you. If you're a fan of defense, well, we got 2 other games on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Then we'll get a Strack and Van Til scoreboard update to see where those are at. But in the meantime, it's Holland Harris on the carry. Keeps it himself, minimal gain, brings up second down.
Yeah, that's one of the best defensive plays so far this half, I think. They've only gained 1 yard on it. Oh, they picked up 2. So 2nd and 8. 8:15 running in so far, left in the third quarter.
Eight-minute mark left in the third quarter. A 13-point lead for Hobart over Morton. Holland Harris losing daylight from Bloom, gets flushed out, fires deep, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Freddie Brown. But Morton's been down at the pass a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, Holland Harris, if he'd have thrown that ball a little bit sooner, his receiver did break open. But, again, he's got flushed out of the pocket and had to throw on the run, so not as accurate or as soon as he would have liked.
And now you got 3rd and 8. The Brickies with a chance for the first defensive stop of half number 2.
Yeah, that's a rare sighting would be the punt team coming out.
A punt team that struggled nonetheless.
Yeah, both punters.
The one thing that Dontel Harris hasn't done a good job with tonight is punting the football. Everything else, he's been lights out.
Yes, he has. Those longest third down conversion possibility of the second half.
The only third down conversion possibility of the second half so far.
Quarterback sneak.
Right down Main Street, tackled short of the line to gain by Bradley Gibson. And now decision time for Morton.
I think you got to punt this one away. You're down 2 scores, and it's only 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. I don't think you put it on the line at this early in the game. Now, if you were saying it's the fourth quarter and there was only 7 minutes left, yes, I'd go for it. But I think it's too early right now. Earmark this. At 7 minutes into the third quarter, the first punt of the second half.
Dontel Harris will punt it away to Bloom, who stands at about midfield.
Almost blocked.
That's been the fourth time today that it's almost been blocked, and the fifth time today that we've gotten a favorable bounce to Hobart.
But it looks like we have a flag on the play running into the kicker by number 32 of the Brickies.
And that's going to extend the drive, considering it was 4th down and 2.
Yep.
So we thought we had it.
Yes, we did. We scratched that.
Remove the line. Keep the drive sheet going.
Yeah, let's see. That Andres Castillo. Yep, and that is a first down.
5-yard penalty, only 2 yards to the line to gain, and that's the thing you got to get cautious with when you 4th down and less than 5 yards. So the Hobart defense that thought they got off the field and deserved a water break, maybe a snack or two, now has to go back to work, and we get another flag. Bloom jumped. We'll see who moved first.
Yeah, that looks like he's going to call it on the defense. Broke the plane.
And indeed they do.
That'd be first.
5-yard march for Morton.
Yep, 1st and 5 for the Governors.
First down and 10. Now at the 38. And off to Dontel Harris into the minutia. It's tackled right near the line to gain.
Boy, for only picking up a few yards, that was a lot of work. It was like a pile up in there, and he came squirting out to pick up about 3-4 yards on that one. So it's going to be 2nd down and 1.
6.5 minutes left. This is the longest drive of the third quarter so far, given it was assisted.
By a penalty. Penalty aided.
Yes. First time that we've seen the play clock get under 10 seconds in the second half as well. Harris. Deep shot. Incomplete. Kale Schlosser in coverage. Intended for Spence.
Yeah, Schlosser did great positioning right there. Never let the wide receiver get past him or get any inside position, so he had it boxed out perfectly.
Brings up 3rd down and 1.
And that's a good play call right there by the Governors. I mean, you got 2nd and 1, air it out, take a big shot down the field, come back, you're 3rd and 1.
Crowd on their feet. Hand off to Dontel Harris, who silenced this crowd a lot tonight, has the first down, but there's a flag on the end.
Yeah, right at the point of attack, and the official already called it. It is going to be holding on the Governors. So they gain a first down by the penalty and possibly lose a first down by the penalty. So they'll march them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
3rd and 1 will turn to 3rd and about 11. Costly flag, and now if you're the Hobart defense, you can pretty much pin your ears back and go.
Yeah, the thing is you got to worry about. I mean, you still got Dontel Harris. Anytime he gets his hands on the ball, he's a chunk gainer.
Roll out for Holland Harris. Under some trouble, running for it all, fires deep, makes something out of nothing, incomplete, almost to Freddie Brown, but Kale Schlosser in coverage.
Yeah, great job, Schlosser, just appearing at the last second, knocked that ball away. The receiver looked like he was open. Good throw by the quarterback, but Schlosser, an even better defensive play right there. So the first defense to show up in the second half.
Now, don't hold your horses yet. They still have to punt it away, and the Hobart offense still has to come on the field. It is 4th and 12, so if they run into Harris again, it won't be a first down via the flag unless they rough him, in which case that would be 15 yards. And this time a solid punt. Bloom calls poison, goes out of bounds, and the Brickies get the football back.
Well, let's see if the Brickies can open the scoring up a little bit more. They're up by 13 right now. Let's see if they can add another score to it, whether it's via the field goal or a touchdown.
Only a 6-play drive, however, was aided by a couple penalties. He had the running into the kicker and then an offsides on the first down, but then Morton hurt themselves with a hold that would have been a first down for Dontel Harris.
Yeah, Dontel Harris, he's been picking them up by chunks. He doesn't pick them up just one or two at a time. And he had a nice first down, but holding right at the point of attack, and officials threw out the laundry.
Brickies are going the other way, up by 13. They look to make it a 3-score game in their favor this time around. They trailed by 3 scores in the first quarter. It's Willie Shear starting it off. It's near the 47-yard line.
That is right at the first down marker, so we shall see where the official sets it. It looks like he's pointing that way. It's going to be first down. Brickies.
Shear, a 10-yard gain. He had 54 yards on the first Brickie drive. He only needed 8 yards on the second Brickie drive. And that with 10, he had over 100 yards in the first half. At this point, it's a race between him and Dontel Harris for who can be the game's leading rusher. Shear adds on to that total, gain of about 3.
Yeah, don't forget at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be naming the Crowell Lantern superhero of the game. That's Crowell Companies, and they are the insurance superheroes.
3-yard gain for Shear. Now second down. Shear one more time. Right near the 40. It'll be third down and short.
Yeah, nice job of that offensive line. Jackson Ray, coming all the way from his right tackle position, was the lead blocker on that play and got up into one of those linebackers and was able to put a pad on him.
Sorensen on the roll, complete to Connor Stafford. Good for the first down.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch right there. Stafford just ran about a 5-yard out, and Sorensen was able to, settle his feet down and make a nice throw right on the money, and that is another first down for the Brickies.
4 seasons first down, 7-yard gain from Sorensen to Stafford. First down and 10 from the 34. And off to Shearer, right up the gut, gets to the 30, a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, the Brickies right here are just trying to slow the pace of the game down. They've got that nice lead. Run the ball here and burn some clock time.
Timeout called for an injured Morton Governor. We'll take it with them. The Brickies marching down up by 13, winning moments of the third quarter on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
.207 yards on the ground for Willie Shearer is himself and the Brickies. Continue marching, second down and 6 on the 30-yard line following an injured Governor. Pass play, Sorensen.
Well covered by the secondary.
Rolls out. Teardrop to Leonard. Another great catch towards the pylon. He lost the football. It's out of bounds. This could be a touchback. Let's wait and see. But he'll be ruled out of bounds at the 3, so the Brickies will keep the ball.
Now, I want see now that I was watching this, I thought he might have stepped out of bounds and then came back in, but apparently the official on the sideline right there did not think he stepped out. So what a nice catch and a throw by Sorensen on the run, just drops it over to defensive back for a big play.
27-yard gain. And yet again, right up the middle, Willie Shearer goes to his home touchdown. Brickies, they're north of 50.
Yeah, Willie Shearer set up by that great pass by Sorensen. So the Brickies put some more points on the board with 3:56 left in the third quarter. I think my pen's going to run out of ink here.
Look at my sheet of paper right here. We're looking. Do we have any pen sponsors, office supplies?
We could use some.
This is a fresh pen, too. PAT attempt. Flag flies.
That looked like offsides on the Governors. Yep.
High school football, they blow it dead no matter what.
Yes.
So there'll be a re-kick regardless. And now they're bringing out Willie Shearer.
Well, you only got a yard and a half.
They're going to go for two.
Yeah, go for two. Why not? Add to the total. Let's see if we can get this game to 100.
I'd take that. We're at 83 right now. Could be 85 in about 30 seconds. And with the way these offenses have been going, that's 2 touchdowns.
And we still have a whole quarter to play. We should be getting paid by the touchdowns.
By the points.
There you go.
$1 a point. Yards suggestion there? Plays? How about a total? Anyways, 2-point conversion, too short off the arm of Sorensen. So the try fails. 51-32 in favor of the Brickies, courtesy of a 3-yard rushing touchdown from Willie Shearer. We'll step aside. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
3 minutes and 56 seconds left in the third quarter. It's the Hobart Brickies up 51-32 over the Morton Governors. Matt Sosser alongside Jay Simmons. The first quarter, all Morton. Second quarter, all Hobart. Third quarter started off back and forth. Each team scored on their initial drive, and then it was the Brickies now here on their third drive, scoring it again.
And it seems like the more the merry. We got another scoreboard update here.
Track and Van Til scoreboard update.
We've got Crown Point 21, Chesterton 7 late in the fourth quarter.
This goes to show you how high-flying the offense is. They're almost done down there. All games here in the region start at 7 o'clock, barring any special circumstances. The Brickies go with the squib kick that time after the traditional kick last time. Covered up by Jalen Williams.
Yeah, he could have picked that one up and picked up a few yards.
And so far for Morton offensively of their drives here, this will be their third drive. Hobart started off the third quarter receiving the kickoff. Touchdown through the air to Freddie Brown, and then they punted the last time despite the extended drive via a running into the punter penalty on the Brickies.
Yeah, well, they flipped it over and penalized themselves on a holding call on 3rd down and 1, which they did pick up the first down and turned it into 3rd and 12 and didn't get it.
They trail by 19, handoff to Freddie Brown, and this time stopped by the Brickies. Ball seems to be on the ground, and the Brickies have it.
Nice job right there, stripping the ball out by Gibson for the Hobart Brickies, coming up with the fumble recovery, and that is going to be put the Brickies in great field position. Looks like they got the ball on the 30-yard line, going in to score. Let's time this drive, see how long it takes them to go 30 yards. There's 3:48 left in the third quarter.
I think they scored 3 plays.
3 plays? All right, there we go.
That drive right there, that caps off the shortest drive of the third quarter. It's going to be pretty hard to beat, about 3 seconds.
Yes, it is.
And we've had some short ones. Average drive time. Now,
the second half?
In the second half. The last Morton drive kills the average a little bit, but over the first two.
Because they punted.
Because they punted, but
Yep.
it was around a minute and a half we were looking at per drive. And these are scoring drives, keep in mind. These are not 3 and outs. So it's been high flying. That's the first turnover of the second half. Second time there's been a fumble loss today. Man, it seems like that Jermaine Johnson scoop and score was 80 years ago. And Sorensen across the middle to Caldwell gets jarred out.
It looks
to Mario Spence on the breakup.
Yeah, nice job, Spence, right there. The receiver actually had the ball in his hands, and then Spence put the arm bar in there and flipped it right out. Sorensen's got to throw that ball just a little bit sooner. His receiver was open. He seems to be holding on to the ball just a little bit too much.
Second down and 10. That's play number 1. I got two to go with. Hand off to Willie Shear, wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage.
That looks like number 28 or 22. I'm sorry, Jalen Arnold.
Jalen Arnold on the start. Third down and 11. Got to score here for my prediction.
Yeah, how about it?
Not be right. I'd say to push.
Okay, there you go. The Governor defense is showing up here in the last 3 minutes of the third quarter.
Now it's about just taking it into the fourth. It's a 19-point game. Still within striking distance following the botched 2-point try. Sorensen under some pressure. Gets out to Shear right down the chute. Has some blockers ahead. Gets tackled at the 10.
Nice
do it through the air, too.
Yeah, nice little screen pass right there. But for the Brickies, they did a nice job just waiting for that defensive line to come up and flipped it out there for the big gain right there. And it's going to be first down and goal at the 10-yard line for the Brickies.
22 yards on the screen pass. First down and goal from the 8. Whistle blows. Don't see a flag on the field just yet. And looks like substitution. They'll allow both teams to do that before they snap
Yeah, it
the
looked
football.
like somebody had a trouble with their helmet down towards the bottom of the screen. That was number 13, Caldwell, for the Brickies.
Big loss this part of the field. Hand off to Shear. Goes nowhere. A host of red jerseys. Bring him down. In the color rush game, we mentioned that at the top of the broadcast, but yellow on red. As a play-by-play man, I appreciate that.
Yes, it does make
Dark
it
numbers makes it so easy on a Friday night.
Yes, it does. With you got the red jersey with the white numbers for
Exactly.
the Governors that pops out. Easy to see. Well-lit stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it even better.
Second down and 11 following the loss. First time that Willie Shear's been stopped shy of the line of scrimmage tonight. Deep ball, end zone, complete. Did he get the feet down? No, he did not. Pushed out of bounds.
That nice throw by Sorensen right there. Usually when you run the fade pattern like that, usually you like to throw it out to the wide side of the field, give your receiver a little bit more room to adjust to the pass, but he chose to go to the short side, and the ball just carried too far out of bounds. It's going to be big conversion down here on third and about 11 yards to go. Third down and goal from the 11.
Aiden Leonard was on the receiving end of that incompletion. Third down and 11. Go back to Shear, but this time it's sniffed out. Caleb Tucker on the finishing effort
Yeah, it looks
for
like
Morton, and now decision time. Do you bring the field goal unit on, or you're up by 19?
Yeah,
Field goal makes it 22. That's no difference.
Yeah, well, let's see. It does look like they're going to stand pat and run a play here instead of going for the field goal.
Xander Langford remains on the sideline for now.
And I agree with you on that. And if they don't get it, Morton's got a long way to go.
Fourth down and goal from the 11. Sorensen on the roll. End zone, caught, complete, touchdown, Caldwell.
What a nice job of Sorensen right there. He set his feet, let the receiver that came all the way from the other side of the field get into his line of vision and threw a bullet right to him. What a great throw right there by Sorensen. Great job just sitting there where he had some time to set his feet and make the throw.
Seeing a lot more through the air on behalf of both teams today. Caldwell's second touchdown reception of the quarter.
And the PAT is good.
58-32 in favor of the Brickies. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Holiday Rent-A-Car offers a wide variety of newer model cars, vans, and SUVs. Free local customer pickup and drop-offs are available. Debit cards are accepted. Restrictions apply. All rental cars are for sale. Financing is available. Located at 3709 West 37th Avenue in Hobart, Holiday Rent-A-Car is open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Call 219-942-8561 or visit them on the web at holidayrentacar.biz.
Just over a minute left in the third quarter. 58-32 in favor of the Hobart Brickies over the Morton Governors. Matt Sosler alongside Jay Simmons. And Jay, we were talking about this during the break. We've seen every style of football game here at the Brickyard tonight. An all-out first quarter from Morton, all-out second quarter from Hobart. A start of the third quarter that was back and forth, and the Brickies just took it over. We might get a running clock after all, if I told you that Morton held a 3-score lead at some point in this game, and they're now down 58-32. What would you say?
I'd say you're crazy. That's not going to happen. I would have never expected the Brickies offense to explode like they have throughout this game, especially since the second quarter when they scored their first touchdown with 11 minutes and 51 seconds in the second quarter on a 35-yard run by Willie Shear.
Another squib kick. That was the first play of the second quarter. LeBron Hill on the return, tackled at 32.
Nice job on the return.
For those of you just joining us, if I were to describe this game in 3 words, it's offense, squib kicks, and fast drives.
How about running backs? That would be.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 words.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So I got to be official.
Okay. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Tailbacks. That's 1 word.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the tailbacks have definitely dominated this game, both sides of the ball.
Willie Shear, Dontel Harris. Shear has taken the lead in the total yards race for today. He's well on his way to 300 if he goes at the same pace he's on right now. As for Dontel Harris, he's around the 200 mark. It's Holland Harris in some trouble. Throws it away over the head of LeBron Hill. Second down incoming.
Yeah, nice job.
Flag on the play afterwards.
Way after the play. Nice job of number 32 for the Brickies right there in heavy pursuit of the quarterback, forcing him to get rid of that ball before he wanted to.
Andres Castillo in pursuit, unsportsmanlike on Morton.
I'm going to see what the call was. It after the play? Because it seemed like the flag came out well after the play had been settled. So it's going to be against. Oh, yes.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. 15-yard penalty, so it'll back up the Governors to second down and 25 because it was after the play. Still a minute left in the third quarter. I didn't check my watch when halftime ended.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
But it's been a long third quarter.
Yes, it has. Like I said, we could have used some of that Lango's pizza. Can they deliver to the press box? Lango's, if you're listening, please deliver to the press box.
You got plenty of time, too.
Yes, you do. We have a whole quarter left, so that'll be about another hour. So, and don't forget, Lango's has been a favorite spot since 1979. Enjoy pizza. Oh, we'll get the rest of that commercial after this play.
Yeah, it's Dontel Harris tries to break one, but he's ankle tackled, still churning.
Boy, he's just fighting that one right there. Keeps going.
Fights it in, but too many yellow jerseys in the area.
And let's continue. Lango serves Northwest Indiana from their 3 locations, Highland, Cherville, and Crown Point. Order online at langos.com. Lango's Pizza, the official pizza of Region Sports Network.
33 seconds left on the game clock, 25 on the play clock.
Well, they still haven't set it in yet. And let's see, do they wait? Nope, they've got a 1-second differential.
So they're going to have to run something. Third down and 22 before we flip fields yet again. Designed rollout for Holland Harris. Complete. And Freddie Brown gets all the way to the 45.
Going to be very close to that first down. at the end of the third quarter, and we'll pick it up at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we'll let you know if they picked up that first down.
Chains will move. We'll take a break. End of 3. Hobart's up 58-32 over Morton on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
How far would you go to relive another Friday night under the lights? Well, lucky for you, you don't need to go that far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, the heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Friday Night Lights so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on our social media platforms. Hashtag Remember the Region.
Back at the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana. 58-32, your score in favor of the hometown Brickies. Would you believe me if I said the halftime score was 31-26 in favor of Hobart? Jay?
No, I would not have. I would have thought you said that was the final score, 31-26.
27-6 as Holland Harris runs out of time. Deep, high archer, intercepted.
And let's see the number
Dylan
of that
Hatchett.
guy. Nice job. He played that one just perfectly like a center fielder, waited for the ball to come down, and had great position on his receiver, ball underthrown, and in some defense of the quarterback for the Morton Governors, Holland Harris, he was under severe distress and tried to throw that one up, tried to make a game-changing play to start the fourth quarter, and came up just a little bit short.
Second interception for the Hobart Brickies today. Hatchett joins Kel Schlosser, who had one all the way back in the first half. And now the Brickies take over, 1st and 10 from the 31. Should have called that like a baseball play.
Yeah.
It's Pickett on the ground this time. Gain of about 1. And let's talk now, fourth quarter, 58-32. I've had to do a lot of math tonight, so I think there are some of the kids on the field are better at math than I am. A big lead for Hobart. I'll do the calculations. I can't subtract 58-32 right now in my head. How do you manage subs?
I think you might let him play just a little bit more. You definitely want to take out your star running back. He's had a great game. He's taken some big hits. Get him out of the game. Let the other guy carry. Get the backups in there a little bit. I think you leave the quarterback and lineman in there and maybe sub out some receivers. But, it's still not over by a long shot. I mean, we've seen a lot of scoring by both teams, and the Hobart defense has played much better, though, in the second half.
26-point lead. That would make it a 4-score game. High snap.
Boy.
This could be trouble, but Sorensen is luckily the only man in the backfield.
Does the smart thing there. He has his back to the line, didn't want to take a big hit, and just fell on the ball. So great job right there by Sorensen. That center exchange has been a problem throughout the night for the Brickies. They've got to get that rectified before they get into the playoffs.
I think there's a lot to talk about following this game, but I think in block number 1, in their first practice after this, it's
tackling.
Late tackling, but since neither Sorensen or Olahue play on defense, they'll be off to the side working on exchanges, I'd assume. Nonetheless, Langford on to punt. He hasn't punted yet in the second half. Get some good leg under this one. See how the bounce works. Works in favor of the Brickies all the way right on the head of the midfield logo.
Yeah, he got it 10 yards past the first down marker, so.
All things considered, a solid punt.
Yes.
For Langford, punting has...
And he's going into a bit of a breeze, too, as well.
And punting hasn't been the strong suit. The strong suit, if you're just tuning into this game, has been the running backs. It's been offense. The defense hasn't been here for the most part. Hobart stepped it up.
Yeah, definitely.
But then at the
in
same
this
time,
third quarter.
we've had 4 turnovers combined, 2 fumbles lost and 2 picks.
Yeah, and breakdowns in special teams with quite a bit of, especially on kickoff teams.
First down and 10 for Holland Harris and Morton. Trouble coming, and a great job by Holland Harris escaping the tackle, gets shoved out of bounds. Bradley Gibson was ready to deliver that wasn't Gibson. Gibson was the one that ushered him out of bounds.
Jared Hansen.
It was Hansen who was ready to join Gibson in delivering the second big hit on the day.
Yeah, and Jared Hansen just sat down and tried to make a tackle, and nice move by Holland right there.
Second down and 2, an 8-yard gain for Holland Harris. Was named one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the region prior to this season. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Holland Harris rolls out under some duress, and this one's playable, but dropped. Almost on the interception, and that,
number 16.
yet again, would have been Hatchett's second pick of the day. That wasn't quite a high-fly ball in the deep center field and playable.
No, but he did make a nice play on it, came up, baited the quarterback into thinking his receiver was open, and came in at the last second and almost came up with another interception.
Third down and 2.
Yeah, I think you got to go back to the well and go to Dontel Harris.
We haven't seen Dontel. We haven't called his name a whole lot, honestly, since the start of that first quarter. Until now, it's Dontel Harris right up the gut. Gets driven back. They're trying for the football, but Dontel Harris with a strong eagle claw hangs on.
It looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short of the first down, so it's going to be 4th down and 1.
But you got to go for it here, right, Jay?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's no sense in punting when you're down 58-32.
You got a 4-score game, 9:33 left in the fourth quarter, so you never know how many times you're going to get the ball back, especially with the way that Hobart has run the football.
Yeah, Hobart's doing a nice job offensively, balanced in the second half.
4th down and 1. Thank you for staying up late with us on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Busy weekend of football in the Metro Chicagoland area as we get a timeout taken by Morton. And we'll take it with them. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a builder, remodeler, or homeowner? If so, you need quality materials at the right price. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, Von Tobel's friendly and knowledgeable staff can help. And since we're 100% employee owned, every time you come in, you're dealing with an owner. We have a great selection for kitchen, bath, flooring, decking, and more. Plus, we offer free design consults to help you with your next project. Scan or visit vontobels.com today to book your free consultation. Von Tobel, building better together.
Fourth down and 1 incoming for the Morton Governors from the plus 41-yard line. They trail by 4 scorers to the Hobart Brickies.
A big conversion down here for the Governors. See if they can get back into the game with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
4th down and 1, low snap. Dontel Harris, and it's Gibson who walks them back.
Wow. He slammed into that door, and it was bolted shut, and what a big hit right there for the Brickies, stopping them on 4th down.
It's October. It's almost Christmas time. Bradley Gibson was like that tool chest going down the stairs in Home Alone, knocking that door back, and then Dontel Harris, crooked nose, I'll say. That was a tool chest going down the stairs.
Yeah, Bradley Gibson just, wow, what a nice hit right there. Lowered the shoulder, put the boom on him. Actually looked like they lost a yard on that 4th down conversion try.
Well, the tale of this game, it's been the ketchup and mustard game. You can tell by the jerseys. Morton, you know when you open a ketchup bottle and it just squirts out ridiculously and splatters all over as we get an errant snap there, but Sorensen's able to cover. That's another thing we got to talk about. So they'll back it up. So Morton, they squirted out right away. They led it by 3 scorers at the end of the first quarter. Then it was all Hobart in the second quarter. Third quarter started off back and forth. Each team scored on their first 2 drives of the half, and then it was all Brickies outscoring them 27-6. This Pickett on the carry gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and I think the Brickies are going to be pretty content to, to wear this play clock down. Take their time. Well, it seems like they're going into the hurry-up offense here.
We're at a patting the bottle, trying to get the last bit out of this game. They don't make those anymore.
No, they don't.
3rd down and 7. Sorensen in some trouble. Able to flush it out. And it's Leonard, steps out of bounds, but beyond the sticks, the drive continues.
Yeah, nice job, Sorensen there, escaping the rush, getting to the outside, and then having the presence to look down the field and see a receiver wide open. And it looks, they're going to call him about a half a yard short. So
they must have marked him back at the point of catch. But at this point, Jay, feel free to disagree, but 4th down and 1, the way you've run the football, you go for it. You're in that amoeba territory.
Yep, for sure.
And off to Pickett, gets tripped up.
This
could be close. Waiting on the official signal, the near side judge.
The way he's walking up, it is not going to be a first down. It looks like he's going to be short.
So back-to-back turnover on downs, assuming
they're going to bring the chains out.
They're going to call for a measurement. Let's let this drama unfold.
I'm getting the binoculars out for this one.
Me as well. Gotta be sure our rack focus is okay. It's the first measurement I've had this year.
The official getting in the way there. Oh, there we go. Thank you for clearing it out.
Oh, no, he's in the way of mine. I'll let you take this one.
He is short by about 3 inches. So it is going to be the turnover on downs for the Brickies. It looked like he got tripped up right about a half a yard short of the first down and tried to lunge forward and got close, but not close enough. Nice job by the Governors stepping up there defensively.
If you played bingo for this game, I don't care what card version you had, you've won. You've had fumbles, interceptions, kickoff returns that went long.
Center snaps over the quarterback's head.
What else have we had?
The scoop and score.
Scoop and score. Haven't had a pick six. We haven't had a kickoff return for a touchdown yet. Would that be another interception? No, it won't. Broken up by Kel Schlosser.
And we had a 90-yard kickoff return to start the game, but not a score.
It was close, though. I thought he had it. Got shoved out at the last minute. We had that, then we'd have every possible way of scoring, I believe. We had a field goal today, way back when. Had a blocked PAT. We had a missed PAT.
Yeah, that field goal came, it was a 23-yard field goal that came with 8:56 left in the first quarter.
So if you're coming to dine at the Brickyard, we got a full menu for you in terms of what's happened.
Well, you better pack the lunch here because we've been here quite a while.
Second down and 10. Harris, another deep ball. This one's trouble, but Hackett went up with one hand instead of two. I don't know if he lost in the lights.
It looks
he's
like
injured too.
It looked like he lost his balance and he might have hurt his shoulder reaching for that one.
Yep, I think that might be the case. Holding his arm while walking gingerly off the field, right to the athletic trainer.
Yeah, he reached up with his left hand and tried to get that other one up, but it seemed like he had lost his balance as he was backpedaling, and it looks like he's getting attended to by the trainer, like you said.
Hatchett already has one pick. That's his second near pick of the day. Third down and 10 for Morton. Harris keeps it, running out of time. Little dump off is just short.
Boy, he slipped right through two Brickies right there, and they would have had him for about a 10 to 15-yard loss, and he was at least able to get the ball off and going to be 4th and 10 instead of 4th and about 20.
Only had one sack today, I believe. That came close to being our second. 4th down and 10. At this point, everybody's going for it on anything.
Anything and everything.
You got Freddie Brown, who's the leading receiver on the day for Morton on the top of the screen. Harris deep and right in the breadbasket of Jeremiah Moore incomplete. Turnover on downs, the third straight drive that's been that.
Yeah, and he was wide open. If he'd have caught that on the run, he may have been able to score, even though one of the Brickies came out of nowhere to hit him, but he did have to slow down. But
I think you heard footsteps.
yep, I have to agree with you. 'Cause he just didn't seem like his head was, before the ball got to him, it looked like his head had turned the other way, and he was trying to run with the ball before he caught it. Yeah. Jeremiah Moore, he's going to have a nightmare about that one.
Been a couple plays where a lot of these players will look at the film tomorrow or whenever they hold their film session, and it's
shake their heads.
There's a lot of head scratchers, but a lot of highlight reel plays.
Oh, definitely. We're gonna have to name that Proud Union play of the game. So stay tuned with us after the game. We'll name that Proud Union home play of the game, presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. We have about 15 plays to choose from. Usually in a game you have one that really sticks out, maybe 2 or 3, but not like this game. Can we have the multiple Proud Union plays of the game?
Pickett had that last one, got near. And this time he's able to finish the job on 2nd and 1 and move the sticks. We're going to have to think about this. There's a lot of nominees. We have a full list.
Yes, we do. We've got a 57-yard score.
50-yard score.
Dontel Harris with those two. You've got Willie Shearer with a 35-yard score. You've got the opening kickoff return. You got a scoop and score. The list goes on and on and on.
Pickett yet again. I have a thought in mind. I'm not going to spoil it for the viewers, but we'll talk about that as soon as we take our next time out. Because at this point, when you have 58-32 as your score, you got to dig a little deeper below the surface.
Yes, there is, and there is a ton of plays, and even some non-scoring plays.
Pickett might add his name to the list right here. If he can put a move on, he does, but is dragged down at the 6.
Well, nice job there by Pickett, making a couple guys miss as he gets downfield, picks up a big gain right there for the Brickies. As there's 6 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock.
This is the season high in terms of points for Hobart.
But it's not the season high in terms of points given up by
That's correct.
the Brickies. Let's take a look at that. They have given up 48 to Kankakee Valley.
That was the game where, as we get a flag on the play, it's against Hobart. That was a game where the Brickies had a comfortable lead entering the 4th quarter, and they allowed Kankakee Valley back. That was 3 weeks ago. Over 400 yards allowed by this Brickie defense against Kankakee Valley. But given what we've seen over the month of September and the first game here in October, Hobart knows what their strong suit is.
Yeah, and it all goes with the Jet, right?
Yep. They're A-OK taking off with an opponent, and as long as they win the race back down to the ground.
Yeah, Willie Shearer, the Jet.
We talked about a shootout potentially earlier on in this game.
Yes, we did.
You got the yellow jerseys, the red jerseys. Like I said, the last time in the games that I've watched, so that's about maybe 2%, maybe, heck, even 0.00 repeating 1% of the football games that take place across America. As we get Sorensen on the rollout. To the end zone, Caldwell for the hat trick. He's got it, touchdown, Brickies. They're north of 60.
Wow, what a great catch right there. That ball was dying just as it got to him. He was able to basket it and keep it from hitting the ground. Great catch. And just as well, a good throw by Johnny Sorensen, throwing it into an open spot. He seems to have found a little bit of a niche here. When he rolls out and he's got time, he sets his feet, whether he's rolling out to his right or his left. He sets his feet, and then if he has time, he is able to find an open receiver, and he's been on the money with those types of rollouts.
(64-32). So the Brickies have doubled up the Governors, and they'll add on one right there. 64-32, 5.5 to go, or 65-32, excuse me, 5:28 left to go on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
$65-32, your score at the Brickyard in favor of the Hobart Brickies over the Morton Governors. Brickies are about to kick it off yet again. All but two of their kickoffs have been squibs. So we'll see which side we get here. Matt Sosser alongside Jay Simmons.
Hey, you know, we got to throw somebody else into the mix here. You've got Johnny Sorensen with 4 touchdown passes on the night.
I honestly think we got a lot to figure
yes,
out. We got
do.
a lot of arithmetic.
We got rock, paper, scissors going on here. If we gotta argue over it, we'll have to do some rock, paper, scissors.
Split hair. We gotta split hair. But the disclaimer here is that I can't speak for you, Jay, but if it was up to me, we'd have 5 or 6 for each award, given how this game went. Another squib kick.
You're right. When you've got 97 points scored in a game, you're going to have some great highlights.
But now the question is, we talked about it during halftime, will this game get north of 100? We're in that so-so territory right now. It's not going to be via field goal because no one's kicking a field goal at this point in time. I think the only way is if Morton goes down and scores. Or if Hobart gets the ball back fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
and
just
they
going to
run
be
it with their reserves.
Yeah, and it's somebody just going to have to break a big play, and that's the way that's going to get to over 100.
This would be the first football game that I've called, and I've called quite a handful, that a combined score has been over 100 points.
I'm safe to say I can't remember a game over 100 points.
And you mentioned a big play. No one better to do that than Dontel Harris. Harris with some room into the cell of the Brickies is able to get down to the 23-yard line. There's an injured Brickie in the backfield. Brown on the tackle, but now every single Brickie starts running it back towards
number 32.
He's had a good game today, Andres Castillo. He's been in the kitchen of both Harrises in the backfield today. And given that he's a mainstay at defensive end, Coach Osika, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts the revolving door on his bench right now.
Yeah, all of a sudden now you got somebody going down when you're up by this many points, 33, with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden now you're like, do we start pulling guys? So let's take a break and we'll discuss some of these awards.
Step aside, some decisions when we come back on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Andres Castillo is being helped off by the athletic training staff for Hobart with 5:13 left in the fourth quarter. First down and 10. The 23-yard line for the Morton Governors. Following a big run by Dontel Harris, we have some awards to give out. We'll get to those shortly. As we try to hit the century mark combined, Dontel Harris makes it happen. Touchdown, Governors. Still a tall hill to climb. But with that, the scoreboard might need a new battery, Jay.
I know. I need some more paper to get to all my scoring write-downs.
You're at 2.5 pages almost right now.
Yes, I am. I'm writing in corners, and it's unbelievable. And like I said, never been a part of a game that's been this many points in it.
103, 104 to 105 incoming. Looks like it'll be the 105 as they'll go for 2. 0 for 1 on 2-point conversions today. It was on the Bradley Gibson big hit. Similar play style, and another big hit right at the line by none other.
No, it looks like was that number 5 or number 8? I'm gonna go. I think that was number 8.
Yeah, that was Anthony Nilo. Big hit. 5 and 8. Mention how good the uniform numbers were, but
yeah, well, it's hard. You
got a 5 and an 8. You got
it's
the tuck.
all crinkled up there. It's tough to tell, but great call nevertheless.
2-point conversions and big hits. That's the theme. One of the many themes of today. There are a lot of things for the game story that's going to be written after this game. It's going to be a very long game story.
Yeah. When you look at the scoring sheet, it's going to be a couple pages long.
That, you get a couple quotes. For those of you just joining us, I'll give you the condensed version, which still won't be condensed. The first quarter belonged to Morton. They led by 3 scores at the end of that quarter, 20-3. Willie Shear for Hobart scored on the first play of the second quarter, and Hobart took a 31-26 lead into the locker room. So the second quarter was all Hobart. We get an attempted onside kick here. Looks like that's scooped up by the Brickies. Indeed it is. Aiden Cash on the recovery. Third quarter, at the start, I thought that it would be even back and forth because each team scored on their first drive of the half, and then Hobart
sort of took control after
put their
that.
foot on the gas for that, 27-6 outscoring the Governors in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter is continued to be all Brickies. The touchdown there from Harris to make it 38. First touchdown of the quarter, and the first touchdown since about 10 minutes left in the third. Only 2 scorers for Morton here. Pickett on the carry, looks to reply, has some space, bulldozes over.
Yeah, the last score by Morton came at 9:27 in the third quarter.
That was the pass to Freddie Brown.
Yeah, and I think if I'm Hobart right now, I would be thinking about running some guys in, get some starters out, get some backups, some playing time underneath the lights.
We still see Caldwell and Bloom in towards the bottom of the screen, as well as Sorensen. Castillo went down earlier for the Brickies. He sits on the sideline.
And they've got Shear out of the game as well. So
Shear's been out since early third. When was his last touchdown? That's when we'll decide when he exited.
He exited. That was 3:56 in the third quarter.
Right around then. It's like a faulty water valve. The only way to turn it off is to take it out.
Well played. Well played.
Caldwell moves towards the far side slot. He's got himself 3 touchdowns today.
Yes, he does.
Shear with 4.
He's got the hat trick. He's one of 3 players with a hat trick in this game.
Another high snap. You got Pickett right up the middle. Gets beyond the sticks, gyrates, keeps on bullying. We got Shear, Caldwell, and Dontel Harris, each with hat tricks, at least.
Yeah, I'm just. The next thing I'm waiting for is some line changes out there.
We haven't seen many.
No, I know.
I haven't seen many of
Use
those.
some hockey terminology.
I've seen a couple of wholesale line changes here, but this game's been like a hockey game. It's been back and forth. Couple of hat tricks. Plenty of assists from Sorensen.
Let's go to some of our awards after this play.
First down and 10. Keep you on your toes just for a little while longer. We have the decision. The verdicts are in. And due to that, get to our first award following that loss.
That'll be the Lantern Man.
Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. It's time to name that. Jay, what's our consensus?
And we're going to go with Willie Shear from Hobart, the running back, with 5 TDs and I want to say over 200 yards rushing on the night.
Almost 3.
Almost 300 yards rushing on a night, and what a night. I mean, it went slow for him the first quarter, but ever since that third quarter when he scored his first of the 5 touchdowns with 11:51 to come in the second quarter on a 35-yard run. So a great job for him throughout the whole night, besides the first quarter.
The Morton defense had him figured out in the first quarter. Just pick another short gain. Crowell Companies, the Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, they have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays until 2 in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. Let them get this next play. We're going to keep you waiting for this. We're going to make this
the blue-collar player of the
possible.
game?
We got the blue-collar player of the game, Boilermakers Local 374, after this third down and 11. Sorensen on the keeper. And just Turf Monster did him a favor there.
Yeah, he took the slide in there. It looks like he was going in second base.
He is safe. 4th down and 11 incoming in time for our Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game.
And we're going to go with Bradley Gibson of the Brickies. He has been laying hits all over the field. He's had some big hits. He's got a lot of tackles. And he's got a sack and a few tackles for losses. So great job by Bradley Gibson on a superb 3 quarters.
Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Let the clock run. We're going to put this game to bed before we name our Proud Union home play of the game, because who knows? There's still one play left. You never know what you're going to get. 28 seconds left on the clock, 4th down and 11 incoming. And off to Pickett. Drag down. They'll stop the clock to allow the turnover on downs. Let's now name our Proud Union home play of the game, presented by IKORCC.
And that came on the opening play of the game, a 90-yard kickoff return. Sort of set the tone for the high-paced, high-energy game that we did tonight. And that opening kickoff return was by the Morton Governors, who did the return.
LeBron Hill got down all the way inside the 9, and then Dontel Harris capped off
on the very next play.
Drive on the next play. And first quarter that if you're Morton, you got to be proud of, but you just got to figure out what happened quarters 2, 3, and then into 4.
I think, you know what, they ran out of gas. They seem to come out really high energy, and when you have a lot of guys playing both ways like they do, I think they ran out of gas, especially in the start of that fourth quarter.
Proud Union home play of the game, presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Build your future. It's been a track meet all night long. A lot of sprints. We'll see if Dontel Harris has one more left in him. Dragged down behind the line. 14 seconds. I wouldn't expect Morton to get back on the line. Clock continues to run. 5, 4, 3. 2 seconds and 1. 103 combined points later, and it's the Hobart Brickies victorious in the penultimate contest, 65-38 over the Morton Governors. And before we say goodnight, catch our breath, maybe grab some food, a piece or two.
Get some Lango's pizza.
Some Lango's pizza. Final thoughts, Jay.
Wow, what a game. I think both teams have to go back and say, all right, we need to work defensively. We need to work on some tackling. We need to figure out what the problem is Offensively, you pat yourselves on the back. I think Morton's got to work on a little bit of the conditioning. They seem like they ran out of gas. And then for the Brickies, they came out flat in that first quarter and gave Morton a chance. So I think they've got to work on coming out and playing a full 4 quarters. They played great 3 quarters. They did not play a full game here tonight.
65-38, your final score. Before we say goodnight, we've got to give some thank yous, especially when you get a marathon like this. There are a lot of people working behind the scenes all over the region that we got to thank for staying up late with not only Jay and I, but with you all as well. Start off with our management, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our coordinator and producer, Claude Martinez, and our sports director, who's going to have a lot to talk about tonight, Jack Field. Our crew on site here in Hobart, our producer, Nick Russ, our camera operator, Bob Guerrero, our coaches, who had a lot to do tonight. For Morton, Mac Mishler. For Hobart, Craig Osika. Our athletic directors for Morton, Sean Kinsey. And for Hobart, it's Mike Black. All of you for staying up late and watching this high-octane hockey-style track meet that has a basketball score and had some high fly balls deep into center field. You got all of it tonight. The viewers, thank you so much for tuning in wherever you may be. For Jay Simmons, I'm Matt Sossler. Again, final score, Brickies 65, Morton 38. These two teams, 1 game left in the regular season before it's playoff time in the region. Thank you for watching this presentation of Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.